Boy, today's been a long day and we about to have a really good live stream. We're about to have one. You know, the last one we did, it was like 4.5 hours long. We're not going to be on here 4.5 hours long today. All right. But if you want to listen to the four and a half
Okay.
hour live stream we had, you can go to For the Culture on YouTube and then you can listen to the playback. It's actually premiering right now. Is like right now, it's premiering right now. But we're going to have this conversation. It's been a long day. I literally just got back to the house out the shower. All right. The disrespect of FBA from the diaspora, from Africans in particular, even though they're not the only ones, but from Africans in particular, has led to the conversation of a boycott of their businesses, mainly their hair shops, their braiding shops. And a lot of people are talking about a lot of stuff. A lot of people are saying a lot of stuff about it. A lot of people are upset about it. And the thing is that this is the only solution. At this point, this is the only way forward. All right? Because we have too many people from the diaspora who are coming here and they're off code, 100%. All right? They're either off code by just being disrespectful, or sometimes even worse than that, they're off code by aligning themselves with YT supremacy against the best interests of foundational Black Americans, which is ultimately against the best interests of Black empowerment totally. So the thing is that we have understood that our allegiance has been to Black empowerment, but everybody else's allegiance has not been to Black empowerment. A lot of other people's allegiance has been to themselves or their own ethnic group, even if their allegiance to themselves and their own personal interests or their own ethnic group, even if that comes in spite of what is in the best interest of the collective, they will do that. It's a lot of backstabbing that they come from in their culture, on their homeland, that they bring over here. And we have been disrespected, we have been undermined, we have been sabotaged, all right? As far as reparations, as far as policies, as far as businesses, as far as a lot of things, all right? And then to make matters worse, it's a lot of insult to injury, because then they'll wag their finger at us and say, well, we're doing better than you all because you guys are just lazy. It's clearly not racism. It has nothing to do with that. You guys are just looking for what they call a handout. You guys are just looking for a handout. All right. So that's insult to injury. And at this point in time, we are realizing that you all are not becoming, collectively, not all, but enough of you all are not the asset that you guys were supposed to be. Too many of you all are actually a liability. Okay. And a hindrance to progress. And that will cease very shortly, very soon. So we have people up here already, and they're looking to speak. So BX, can you set the room, and then we're gonna get started.
Hi, Afro. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I forgot to tell somebody to come. So I did send out my invite. Can y'all please start tapping the screen? So
Mhm.
when you request up and you're allowed on the panel, immediately go on mute until directed to speak. When
Mhm.
you are directed to speak, please lead with your race and ethnic group first. And if you're over 18, you don't have to give the exact age, just over 18. And we don't do pronouns here, but if you want to give your pronouns, that's fine. It's not a requirement. So when I say race and ethnic group, this is what I mean. So I'm going to use myself as an example. My race is Black and my ethnic group is African American / Black American, but I culturally identify as a foundational Black American.
Mhm.
What that means is that my ancestors were emancipated between 1863 through 1865 and can be found on the 1870 census. I'm also verified, so there are organizations that deal with reparations and protections for uh, foundational Black Americans, also known as freedmen, because that is our protective status. I said staff. Oh my God. So I am verified. My ancestors were here and they're documented. And so I encourage Black Americans of the lineage to start looking into that. So
Mhm.
that's what I mean. If your ancestors does not fit any of those criteria, then you are not a Black American. I don't care if you're Black in America. I understand the tricks that y'all are trying to do, such as because you're racially Black and you were living here in America, or migrated here, or whatever the case may be, but you're not of our lineage, then you are saying you're still Black American. That's not the case. And there are no protections that we are fighting for you, no tangibles. You are to leave with your country of origin, which would be Jamaican American, Haitian American, Nigerian American, Ghanaian American, South African American, Ethiopian American, so on and so forth. TikTok friendly language only. You have to say grape, strange fruit, unaliving, pew pew, self deletion, hard candy, puffery, greenery, broccoli. Do not write it out in the chat either. Please do not say the N word. You can say ninja or comment the ninja emoji. Look up at the by Afro Elite's name and you'll see an orange heart. That's the daily mission. Click that orange heart and complete the mission to help keep them in the algorithm and push them up into the rankings. Please be respectful. Me and Afro Elite, we won't stop you when you're giving your submission unless we hear misinformation or blatant disrespect. So with that said, everybody's voice is welcome here. Everybody. Oh, American Indians. We understand that y'all are not finding enslavement in your background. We get it. So, but if your ancestors were here between 1863 and 1865, just say I'm American Indian. So we know who you are. And that you're still of the lineage, although you have a slight different variation in your specific genealogy. Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Dominican Republicans, y'all are not, that's not your race. That's your ethnic group, okay? So you would, if you present as white tea, that's your race. Mestizo, I understand what mestizo is. And if you're Afro-Latino, please say it. Those who have one foundational Black American parent, one parent of an immigrant background, you are what we call bi-ethnic. That's the proper term, and it's politically correct. You can say it, and then we'll take it from there. I think that's it, Afro.
All right.
You think
all right.
that's
Good,
it?
good.
Okay.
Let me add this, because the
I'll
last couple of times we've been having these live streams. We let people up, all right? But you need to be patient. Be patient when you're coming up, because there's an order of people. We have mods who come up and wait their turn to speak. And then we'll have somebody who, the second we allow them to come up on the panel, they'll be all like, can I speak? Can I speak? No, you cannot speak. If you just came up on the panel and it's a panel full of people who have not spoken yet, it's not your turn to speak. We will let you know when your turn to speak is. That's what we will do. So do not come up here, because you throw the room off. If you do that, if you come off your mic, if you try to interject without permission, then we're just gonna have to move on, because there's too many people who want to get a chance to speak for somebody to not appreciate the opportunity to speak. All right.
Native Americans don't claim you.
Okay. So what about, first off, in the Supreme Court, I'm actually glad that you said that, because we're foundational Black Americans. But the thing is that the Supreme Court is actually reversing a lot of the Native Americans' decisions when they tried to purge Black people out of the tribes. So what do you think about that? What do you think about the fact that the Supreme Court is actually fixing and correcting the fact that there were Black people in those tribes? What do you think about that?
Okay, but there's no actual evidence that you're Native American.
No. Clearly it is. If the Supreme Court is going against the tribal decision to remove Black people, and the Supreme Court is now allowing Black people back into those tribes, clearly there is evidence. Evidence was presented in court, and the Supreme Court ruled in their favor. So what do you think about that?
Right. So you think that's all Black Americans?
No, no. I'm asking you the question. Don't ask me a question. I'm asking you the question. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm answering your question with a question.
You cannot answer my question with a question. Answer my question directly.
And then you answer my question. Okay. So, number one, you said that they ruled that there were Black people. Is that what you said?
Okay. I'm going to say this one more time. Yeah, I did. I said that the Supreme Court.
All right.
Hold on. Stop. Listen. Because you're not that good at listening. There's been multiple cases of Black people who have sued in the tribal clans for re-entry into those clans, because those clans had kicked Black people out of those clans. They purged Black people and tried to do an ethnic cleansing, or racial rather cleansing, of Black people out of those native clans. And then those descendants are tracing their ancestry, verifying that, and then suing those clans for re-entry into those clans. So for you to make it seem like they don't claim you, yeah, they don't, because they've been doing illegal things, and that's why they're being sued. So what do you think about that?
Right. So how many African Americans?
Okay, now you're
Does
being
that
disingenuous. I'm asking, what do you think about that? And your answer, you keep responding with a question. So clearly you don't have an opinion on it.
What?
So we're just going to move on. How about
What
that?
is
That's what
ethnic
we're going to
group?
do.
Right. Do y'all believe that you could tell or get an indication of what a person's ethnic group is based off of their accent? So I was just gonna ask you, what is his accent? Usually Native Americans, they kind of crowd our rooms, and then when they hear something they feel is wrong because it may, for whatever their little anti-Black American beliefs are, then they start giving that pushback there, right? So they're very quick to accept whitey people who we know paid $5 to be on them roles before Black Americans. So obviously, I'm wondering where the picture looks melanated, but the voice didn't kind of match it because of the sentiments. To me, for the simple fact that we all know that the 5 civilized tribes did have enslaved Black people, right? And so when they were forced to give up their enslaved population, they reneged on the treaty and their tribal rights. And so we do know for years, the Cherokee of all people, everybody says they're Cherokee, but they gave them a lot of resistance, but they recently opened up the roles back, or tribal benefits back up to Black Americans. But we know all the time because we are us, right? So we hear the history, we know the history. And so, but the Native Americans are giving pushback to certain Black people, and they don't like when American Indians claim their indigenous ancestry. But remember, Native Americans said they didn't want to be called indigenous.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, and I'll land here, they taught us about ethnic cleansing. So when we see the photos of the really dark-skinned, what they call Native Americans, you really see them now, and that's because of ethnic cleansing, forced breeding, and the Mexicans would call it what? Mejor la raza, like lightening the race. White people were the instigators in that. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. He didn't expect me to respond that way. He expected me to be like, no, we were here. I'm like, no, I can actually show you court cases that verify what I'm saying. And he didn't have anything to say to that. But we're going to get this started. Zizi, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Talk to us. How you doing?
Doing so well. Doing so well. How are you?
I'm good. Ready to go.
Man, I was waiting on you. Said you was out all day? Because you said 4:30. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? You just getting home?
Yeah, I said 4:30 your time.
Oh, it's 5:30 when you started this. It's 5:52.
Oh, damn. Well, I meant 4:30 my 4:30 my time.
Yeah, because I'm like 4:30, bro. What is he doing?
But actually, I actually did just get back. I did just get in the house.
Okay, gotcha. Long day. It's all right.
It really has been a long. Trust me, it has been.
I believe immediately. It's all right. But it's good to be here. Hey, BX, how are you?
ZZ, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, darling.
I just wanted
Just sitting up there grilling me about being late. Okay.
I'm with her. I was like, get him. Because I don't operate off of what they call Black people time. I like to be on time. It throws off my day if I'm late. But the chat, specifically Rain, is telling me to tell you, Afrolead, to please set your gift goals. That will also assist you in the rankings.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
It's in your settings. It's in your settings. So let me see where you would find it. You probably,
I'm gonna look for it.
Don't
worry about it. We're not gonna slow the roll down. I'm gonna look for it, but I'm gonna let Zizi go ahead.
Okay, no problem. Tap the screen, y'all. Yeah, Zizi, because he operates off of Black people time, and I don't do that. I like to be on time.
Well, y'all gonna get off me. Y'all gonna leave me alone now.
Listen, man got business. Y'all let that man handle his business through his day. Now y'all get off that young man, all right?
We in two
All
different
right,
time
we'll
zones
try.
and everything, and I was busy today. And look at y'all sitting up there
And we
drooling.
still
Okay.
managed to be on time. We still
Okay.
managed to be on time.
I am weak. No, it's all good. It's divine timing. We here, so it's a good time. It's gonna be a good time regardless. All right. But yeah, I'm glad we gonna be touching back on this subject again. This is what's today? The 31st. So does it start tomorrow? Today,
It
31st.
starts
Right?
tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see, especially in my area, specifically I live in the DMV. So it's a lot of tethers out here, a lot of non-FBAs out here, a lot of non-FBA businesses. So it should be interesting to see how foundational Black Americans on the grassroots, how we'll react to this, or not how we react, how we initiate this, should I say, and how the non-FBAs on the other side will react, because I told y'all I'm with it. I'm doing it. I'm 100% in. I'm cool with it. So cause I feel the disrespect. I've been feeling the disrespect. I've been disrespected personally a few times up here by non-foundational Black Americans. So, but even on a political level, even on on a spiritual level, on other levels, different ways that Black Americans have been feeling this disrespect. I think this is well deserved. So I'm not gonna say, we're not saying that I'm not excited, but I'm curious to see the impact of how this comes out, for sure. Because we do got to stand on FBA business. We do got to set our boundaries, and we do have to make it clear who we are. This is a part of the delineation. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the panel got to say. The last couple panels was good. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, that was a good panel. Today, we're not gonna get on that type time. All right, I'm not about to get on nobody's line. They not about to get me for bullying, harassment. We gonna be alright tonight. Okay, but I'm curious. Let's get it started.
Yep. We're gonna get stuff started. All right. Here we go. So let's see who is on the next thing. Let's get you right now.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing?
Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to come up. My name is Raynell, above 18, Black American. I was usually a we are the world type of person before, like very embracing of all the diaspora. But it's been within the last couple of months, I have seen an uptick in YT propaganda that those other groups are spreading about us, and I don't like that. I've seen one video from an African sister from Nigeria calling us lazy, uneducated, we're unorganized, and just the blatant disrespect that these communities are putting on us. It should be socially unacceptable, specifically because my personal opinion is the only reason why they're able to come over here and open businesses anyway is because of the work that our people did. And so we really should be given a thank you. Thank you for, clearing the land so that we can come in and make all this money, so that we can go to your universities, so that we can live anywhere we want. They're able to benefit from all of that because of the work that our people put in. And so the disrespect definitely has to be addressed. So I'm interested also in seeing how the boycott goes. I saw somebody in the comment just saying we're going to survive without y'all business. Good luck. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, they gonna see. They gonna see. If they think they can, they gonna see. Let's get you AM.
Everyone, thanks for allowing me to come up on the panel. This is my first time on the panel, but I've been watching some lives of this week. I am Black American. Family's been here for generations. That's all I've ever identified as. So it's a little confusing that now others that doesn't have that generational lineage are also claiming that too. But yes, I'm Black American. My family is originated from Arkansas, but migrated to Michigan. So that's where I'm in Michigan. The reason why I want to participate in this discussion is kind of like what Raynell said. I've just been hearing a lot of like propaganda. Actually, I had a very close friend. She was of Caribbean heritage, and she mentioned to me one day that, oh, well, you're just being late, or you're just lazy. And that really that is what ignited the fuel in me to start to really like dig deep and like, okay, where did this come from? Because at the time I was working, and I've always worked since I was 17, but she barely worked. So I'm just like, we're lazy. I'm confused. So that's what got me to start to dig deep and to look at things differently. And I just see a lot of hypocrisy being thrown at us. we're being accused of things that I see also in their cultures, and it's actually 10 times, 20 times worse that I see. But I feel like it's a lot of projection that's thrown our way. So I just want to address that as a community. And yeah, I'm glad that we're all doing this now and we're holding them accountable and we're defending ourselves. So
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's true. I'm gonna make an announcement real quick. If I do have to drop somebody down just to keep the panel circulating, or if I want to request somebody up, just don't feel no type of way. That doesn't mean I don't like you or don't like what you had to say, your take, or anything like that. It's just a lot of people, and we can't have another 4.5 hour thing. All right, so let me get to cousin Uncle Grampy.
Greetings, panel. How's everyone today? Hope all is well and going with you all properly. If BX knows, and ZZ, hey, especially you, I've been trying to get to you some more.
Peace.
I generally try not to be antagonistic when it comes to dealing with other subsects of society. They go have their opinions, they go have their views. I get it. When I try and describe as FBA, what I'm saying is I'm not an immigrant. And the fact that I'm making it known that I'm not an immigrant on this land shouldn't be taken as an affront to anyone else. I get it. We're a nation of immigrants. But not all of us are immigrants. And again, as Dr. Claude Anderson pointed out, 98% of black people in America today have been here before 98% of all other Americans. That makes us foundational, greater than anyone else. I try not to get into too much propaganda. I try not to feed into my first emotional state, which would tell me snap back on. But I have to realize, because I'm a little bit older, we've been in this fight for decades longer than they have. They're coming in, and quite honestly, when they should be sitting in the back pew, they're running up to the pulpit and trying to preach to us about what's going on, rather than listening to us. Politically, the leaders want to lead from behind. After we set what the agenda or the issue is, they want to come in and say either yay or nay. And since we're setting foot on reparations, they are afraid to say yay. And I personally don't have a lot of immigrants in my area. So I can't speak to the immigrant businesses that are really there. So particularly the African businesses. But I'm FBA, and I'm down for what we go do. I mean, I hate to say it, but there's always collateral damage. And if your feelings got hurt, that's collateral damage. That's not real. You can't do nothing with your feelings except jump to the next one. Or stay on that one you own forever. I'll go on and land right there, brother. I ain't going to go too much deeper, but thank you for the time.
Thank you. And I hope this is understood. At least for me, let me speak for myself. Okay, I'm not doing this out of anger. I'm not doing this out of spite, hatred, none of that stuff, jealousy, none of that stuff. This is not out of any type of emotion whatsoever. This is out of seeing what a problem is, recognizing a problem, and then rectifying the problem. All right. If a parent disciplines the child, the parent doesn't always have to be mad or angry. OK, the parent doesn't always have to, I hope not, be hateful or spiteful. All right. But the parent understands that discipline is necessary in order to bring about corrected, proper behavior. So this is what we're doing now. This is the only way to bring about the corrected, proper behavior that we need. Okay. So this is what we are at. This is where we are at right now. All right. This ain't got nothing to do with no emotions or anything like that. Are there some people who are not bad who will feel the hurt of this? Unfortunately, yes, there is. But this is the only way in order to get the desired result that we needed to get. All right. So this is what has to happen, and we have to see it through. It's too late at this point. Olmec ambassador.
Greetings, everyone. I'm new to this this platform. It's my first time here, and I recently just got out of prison because I went to prison back in 2022. I became a member of what is now the Olmec state, and pretty much it's our solution to the theft of our identity as the Aboriginal people of the Americas.
Mm.
What we're doing is we've created this nation under international law. We seek to become a member of the United Nations and their charter, the same as the United States of America is, so that we could be on the same plane internationally to actually file a what well in the United Nations it's a lawsuit against the United States of America for reparations, because we feel that trying to fight the United States in a United States court is pretty asinine, because we'll never win. And I know this because I've had many fights with the United States in their own courts. But recently, I just beat a case arguing the fact that the United States does not own this land, that black people used as a misnomer from their classification systems uh, is a forced assimilation, and is forcing us to be a part of a colony that considers us as the enemy when they came and stole our lands and our people. So I just wanted to introduce myself and share with you what we're doing, which coincides a lot with what you guys are doing, but we're just trying to take the fight outside of the jurisdiction of the United States.
Okay, thank you.
You
All
are.
right, appreciate that. Let's get to Sham. We're gonna have to move some people around because we got some people want to come up. So thank you, Sham.
Yeah, yeah. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. What's your where are your people from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm Igbo from
You're
West Africa.
Igbo. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you live now?
I live in my country.
Oh, so you're
I mean,
in you're okay. You're in Africa. Okay.
I mean, my bad. I don't know what is going on here, but I just saw you, your face. You look just like my brother. My brother live in my state. You look just like my brother.
I do.
Are you sure you're American?
I'm very sure.
You're an Igbo man. I will bet you
Okay. I look
$1,000.
like your brother. And what
Yeah,
is?
go ahead.
Let's
You look
say
like my
let's
brother.
hold on. So
Yes.
what if I did? So what if I do? So what if I do? Now
Okay,
what?
so here in Africa, we don't
I'm
look
not
like
in
East
Africa. You're in
Africans.
Africa.
Listen, yeah, that's what I said. Here in Africa, we don't look like East Africans. We don't look like North Africans. We don't look like South Africans. We West Africans are different. We look, the way you look is the way I look, is the way my brother look. So that's why some people tell you people that you're West Africans, because no other place in the world look like us. So you look, if you see my brother, you can say he's your twin brother. You
Okay.
look just like
Now
him.
I get it. I look like your brother, and that's why you clicked. So what is your opinion
Can
of
I
the
show you?
prompt
Can I
right
show
here?
you a picture of him? Maybe
No,
you can take
no,
a
I'm not
DNA.
interested in seeing what your brother
You
looked
look
like.
just like him.
What is your opinion of the
You're a
prompt?
very handsome man. He's a handsome man, just like him. You know, I'm sure many girls.
Okay, so we're moving on. Let's
Right.
get now to that was very weird.
Right.
Okay.
What?
Y'all don't do that.
Say this. They do that to try to, they're tethering. They're tethering. Because he could have came up here, said who he was, nice and proudly. There's nothing wrong with being Igbo. But what they're trying to do is find any connection to us just so they could start trying to, That mess there. And then they're going to give everything to Africa. Rap comes from Africa. You look like my brother, so you come from here and you got to be doing this. And that's why it comes from Africa. Like, stop trying to Africanize us. We're more North American than we are African, right? We underwent an ethnogenesis, right? We understand ethnogenesis. We understand our ancestors may have come from Africa, but they were displaced. And their ethnogenesis started the moment the other Africans started capturing them and sold them to the Europeans. We're not going to sugarcoat this. We have already reconciled that. We processed that. Now it's time for y'all to start being honest if y'all really want unity. For real. Don't come up here with that you look African. Sir, cut it out. So we are more North American, right? And we've been around Europeans and indigenous more than we've ever been around Africans, even when they started migrating here because they're insular. The immigrants are insular, meaning they group together. And that's why you have little China, little Italy, little Ghana, little Haiti. Should I go on? Stop playing. It's disrespectful now. We are demanding our autonomy and the autonomy of our ancestors. If they wanted to go back, they could have. They came out of slavery and built all black towns, became literate, and, built a whole first world, after building a whole first world nation, and continued till we got over 55K inventions under our belt. And if we took those inventions away, the world would cease to be as you know it. You couldn't flood a toilet and everybody be over there ishing on the land like the Nigerians are doing. Stop playing with us.
Okay, yep, we're going to move on, though. We're going to move on. Let's get to American Niji. American Niji.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
How everybody doing? All right. No, I was just to answer the topic. I agree with the boycott. I feel like we have to flex our power sometimes. Sometimes people think that we're the same as them. You know, like we literally $2 trillion powerful here, just Black Americans alone, no immigrants. And sometimes we gotta flex our muscles and show people like, no, we're not the same. We're like the 8th richest people in the world. Y'all not in the same category as us. You know, and sometimes I think because of the propaganda that a lot of people hear, a lot of immigrants hear, they think that we're the same or beneath them or something. You know, so I totally agree with the with the whole boycott and the delineation. And I was just listening to what the African dude was saying to you. I was laughing, because I've been told that too. I'm like, I literally got a great grandfather that's Mohawk Indian, and I got a Choctaw in my blood. We not the same, bro. We are not the same, bro. But there's this, we all the same. We all the same people. No, our lineage is different, And yeah, some of us may have African blood, but like once our ancestors got over here, some of our ancestors got over here, like we cut off from Africa completely. We're no longer African. That image is gone, and I feel like Pan-Africanism is not a good platform if we want to work with other blacks. It's not under Pan-Africanism. The worship. My personal opinion about Pan-Africanism, I feel like it's the worship of Africans, and I don't think that's healthy for us.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not with that. All this uplift Africa. No, we're gonna uplift ourselves here. We work too damn hard.
Can I say something?
No, you cannot. You can wait. Okay, you got a couple more people. Then you'll get a chance to speak. But yeah, thank you, brother. I fully agree. The thing is that it should have never. Hold on. It should have never been about the quote unquote worship of Africa as a continent. Okay, what we should have all done from the very beginning is had an allegiance to black empowerment. Now, I've been saying this for the last couple of days. This is where our allegiance should have all been, about black empowerment, whether you're in America, whether you're in Africa, the Caribbean, Asia, UK, Europe. That's what it should have been about. But instead, what we decided to do is, quote unquote, go to the source, which was Africa, and then have the allegiance be to the continent of Africa. So it's not about what is in the best interest of Black empowerment. Then it becomes what's in the best interest of the continent of Africa. That's what it's become. This is why you see people disparage everybody who's not from Africa. If you say, well, you know what, I'm Black, but I'm not from Africa, now all of a sudden you're speaking blasphemy, because it's developed into this like religion of worshiping Africa, and we should have never gotten to that page. All right, we shouldn't have. Now we're starting to correct ourselves. All right, and get people in line with where their allegiance needs to be. So thank you for that. Let's get to, now we're going to get to, Zizi, do you have anything you want to add before we
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Keep pushing.
Okay, we're going to get to Nakui. Nakui, I think I'm pronouncing it right. Nakui, yeah. Okay.
Nikki. And I'm foundational Black, yeah, foundational Black American. My family can be traced back in the census into the late 1600s. My mother is from Mississippi. My father is from North Carolina. My great grandmother's grandparents were slaves. My grandmother actually, and I'm well over 18, my grandmother actually picked cotton, and she would tell me the stories about how it cut up her fingers. Her father was a sharecropper. They had to pick the cotton. The white people never paid them what they were supposed to be paid. So I get it. I was originally born in Massachusetts, but I lived all over. I lived in Memphis. I lived in California. And growing up in the 80s, I was kind of ignorant because we all kind of were taught that people from Africa was our brothers and sisters. It really wasn't clear to me how much they did not like us until I returned back to the East Coast. And I was a teenager and I worked at a store. I had a friend that was from Barbados. And so I'm American, I'm Black American working in the store. And all of the Caribbean people, the African people would come into the store because he sold those type of products. And I would hear them say Yankee this and Yankee that. I didn't know what a Yankee was. In California, it's really not as diverse as the East Coast. We have blacks, Mexicans, Samoans, not via Filipinos, stuff like that. So, and I had two friends from the Caribbean, but they were more Americanized. So I'm coming out here and I'm like, I had to ask him, like, what's a Yankee? Oh, they're talking about Americans. So I'm like, why are they talking so bad about us? In my mind, I'm like, we're all black. So then I start to date a Dominican person, but he looked black. He was Afro Dominican. He brought me to his home to meet his mother, and she just went off in Spanish. Now, I thought he was black. He never spoke Spanish around me. And I'm like, why is your mother so mad? He was like, oh, because you're black. She don't like you. And I'm like, well, she's darker than me. I did not understand it. And more recently, I have a person that's close to my family who is Nigerian, and she literally came out to my face and said that, well, African Americans, I mean, and I don't identify as that, you guys are lazy. I was like, what do you mean we're lazy? Because most of my friends, I didn't grow up around Africans and Caribbeans. I grew up around Black Americans. And so I was like, what do you mean we're lazy? Oh, you guys complain about, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I've worked since I was 13 years old, like worked since I was 13 years old. My aunt had a construction cleaning company. After school, I worked sometimes till 9 o'clock at night. All these women and men in my family, we worked. We weren't on benefits. We weren't collecting. So when I hear this, it angers me. So I said, what do you mean we're lazy? Because she don't work. She just got out of feds doing 8 years. She don't even have her daughter.
I'm
So
listening.
how then are you coming out and you're saying that I'm lazy? And she's like, because um, you guys complain about everything with white people, and we're just happy to have clean water. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Your father is from North Carolina. Your mother is Nigerian. You wasn't born out there. And one, when y'all come out here, do it ever occur to you how y'all got that clean water? White folk, and I think that they have this illusion that because they have all of these liberties, they just think that white people just gave it to us. And that goes back to them not even trying to learn our history. I know the stories firsthand from my grandmother who grew up in Mississippi. They burnt the Ku Klux Klan, burnt their house down. She hid in bushes while she was
Gotta say
watching one of her
don't
get lynched.
say the triple K. Just say something
Okay.
to substitute
Yeah,
that.
so
Keep going.
so white tea group of people killed one of her cousins and she had to hide in bushes. So it upsets me that
You
now
can't
that
say the K word either. You can't say that word
what
either.
did I
To protect the life, you have to
Say
stay
like
unalive.
unalive and stuff. We understand
okay,
this
I'm
from
sorry.
video, but this is
Yeah,
TikTok, so
no,
you gotta.
I get it. I'm sorry. They unalived her cousin. So it's really now over this past because this has been going on. What I'm trying to say is this has been going on for years. Years. And us as a group of people, we kind of been silent about it. And now that we're coming out and saying, we're not dealing with this, they're saying, well, you guys are not saying this to white tea people. Again, learn our history because we've been fighting them for hundreds of years. And that's just my point of view about it. I think it's pure ignorance. And I think we should separate ourselves and focus on ourselves because we're just a people of love and we accept everybody and it's just hasn't been working out. But there's no hate there. We just need to focus on ourselves. And my apologies for going off script.
It's fine. It's it is what it is. But I appreciate that. Thank you, sister. Appreciate that. There's a little bit of static there, though. I think. Appreciate that. Let's get now. Let's okay. That's an old ringtone. I remember that.
Not for real.
Oh boy, I remember that. Lord have mercy. You an Android 6. Like, come on. No disrespect, but okay. All right. Uh let's get to fancy face. Fancy face. Going once, going twice.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I'm misunderstanding the importance of this entire thing. I just now found out like what a FBA is, whatever this movement is. I just think it's pointless. It's almost as terrible as like removing the name woman and now referring to us as some.
Before you insult us, please state your race and ethnicity. Thank you.
Go ahead. Where are you from? Where are your people from? From
Because
where?
I know that makes a difference.
That's
I'm from
why.
Detroit, Michigan, East Side all day. Okay? But I'm
Do you
educated.
descend from U.S. Do you descend from U.S. chattel slavery?
Do you descend from US channel slavery? So I'm
I said
black.
chattel. I said chattel. Do you
Are
descend
you
from
like?
U.S.
Come
chattel
on now.
slavery? You
Don't
didn't
act like you
answer.
don't know. Come on. Come
She
on.
didn't
Right? I
answer.
said I didn't
U.S.
answer what?
chattel slavery.
Are
Do
you
you descend
immigrants?
US
from
channel
U.S.
slave,
Come
chattel
on now.
like these
slavery?
these concepts and everything like that, and referring to people.
Okay, so that
Come
means
on.
no.
No. Okay.
That means no. Because what are you doing, ma'am? Do you descend from U.S. chattel slavery? I do not stutter. It's a simple yes or no. And then you could have gave your spiel.
Okay. Let's
Just
move
because you
on.
live in
We're going to
immigrants are
move
born in
on. We're going to move
Detroit.
on. Okay. Man alone.
Oh, thank you, brother, for welcoming me. My name is Man Alone. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Africa. Worked with a Black American for 20 years.
Okay.
No issue. We go to jail together. We love each other. And I'm surprised today, where this come from. Black Americans since 1619 in the U.S. here. 400 years since the colonists, original people. I don't know what is going on, but when I saw this, the way the people act, It just is. I don't understand why that. Why? What is going on exactly? I don't understand. I'm working with America, Black America, for 20 years, and now I
You
don't
don't
want to keep
understand
it.
what? What do you not understand?
Yeah, but because right now the what you guys say here is another way we go. We go to jail together and we come out together. Anything that it is, get liberation from the white man and separate me as I'm African, send me back home.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You kind of all over the place, not really making too much sense. Yeah, you worked with Black Americans. You're in America. That's going to happen. So that doesn't mean that people if you said Nigeria, right? There's a lot of very boastful, arrogant, and ignorant Nigerians who disrespect Black Americans on the regular basis. All right, saying that they do better. They come over here. They're more educated. They're more successful. They have more land and more business ownerships and things like that. It's a lot of them who come over here on some high horse. A lot of Nigerians in particular who come over. They're one of the main ones who come over here on this high horse, acting like they're doing something that nobody else has done before them. And this is why we're at where we're at right now. Okay? Because to be honest, they're bragging about something and they're actually incorrect. They're not doing anything bigger or better than anybody else. But yet they're coming over here and they're bragging about it. They're being disrespectful about it. And then you have some who get into politics and they'll sabotage us to make sure that they stay ahead. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, the Shade Room is ran by a Nigerian. If I'm not mistaken about that. And you have things like that, well, they will make sure that Nigerians are always put in a good light, and they will put us in a bad light. They will always highlight drama and gender division and things like that and put us in a bad light, but they will not do that to their fellow Nigerians. All right. So we're noticing that, and now we're checking that. So yeah, I'm not saying that because I don't know you, but I'm saying that this is an issue that happens. All right.
Yeah, hold up. Let me answer you because a lot of American original include African American, include African, Nigerian people. Look, how many in the jail right now? They arrest everywhere. They've been arrested, so they copy passport, they copy money, they copy. These people they try to destroy everybody, and now they put us in fire with African American. Okay, if I am lying, go to the United States government and see how many Nigerian will be deported, criminal. The fake because they are high, well educated in Africa. They copy everything. They can copy. They're really bad, intelligent. Now look how the situation they put us.
Okay. Can you address what I just said? Because I'm not sure where you're going, to be honest with you. Can you address what I just said about the disrespect?
Disrespect nobody. I told you that I go with African
I'm not
American.
talking about you. I'm
No,
not
they
claiming.
have. No,
I'm,
hold on. I'm
I'm
going
not
to
claiming
address
you.
right now. We need to respect you guys because you guys fought here
All right,
before we
thank you.
came. Okay?
All right, and this
Y'all
is
can.
what's going to bring that. Okay.
Yep. You guys fought
So
here.
thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank
Yep.
you.
All right. Now let's get to. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but you have a Nigerian flag in your bio. Okay, the guy, his name is Igbo. Igbo, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we could. Okay, you're slowing the room down. Going once, going twice. Okay, so we're just gonna move on. So now let's get to Goddess Locks.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we could. What's going on?
All right, hi, how's everyone doing?
We're okay. How are you? Well, thank you for asking how we're doing. So Goddess Locks, go ahead.
Hello, guys. I'm Kitty from Brooklyn, New York, FBA. Yes, a descendant from chattel slavery, a descendant of chattel slavery, both parents, mother and father. Originally, my family was a part of the Great Migration from North Carolina, South Carolina. But, my family were like a lot of generations in New York. So I'm like stamped in New York, a real New Yorker. That's all I really know. And so, what I want to say is, I feel like a lot of the ignorance from the Africans comes from what they're taught from a Western American perspective when they get to America. The shit that they see on TV, the things that they see on TV, movies, the news, I don't know, like they've been fed propaganda about us. So a lot of the times, I don't let a lot of the things that I see trigger me because I know it's coming from a place of controlled ignorance. But at the same time, how we're treating the entire situation, and I guess I'm not going to say retaliating, but I guess retaliating, but like it's completely justified because it's your responsibility to educate yourself once you get to a place that you're not from. At a certain point, especially if you're first, second generation, even a first generation, like you've been here for years, you had ample time to educate yourself on where you are. Anybody else, when we travel to other countries, we treat it like a pride thing to learn the cultures. When we go there, before we go there, it's a prideful thing. It's a respectful thing to do to educate yourself, the culture, the language, the food, different places to visit. It's something that everybody else seems to do when it comes to every place else. But for some reason, when it comes to America, that same respect is not extended. People come here to own here. People come here to take over shit. Nobody comes here to respect cultures that are already here or respect the history that's already here. So I feel like it's a much bigger issue. Like that alone is like, I feel like one of the sources of this much bigger issue. I feel like that's one of the sources right there, addressing that part. I feel like the sooner we address more of the source of things, I feel like we might be able to make quicker progress. But that's just one thing. Another thing, as far as FBA disrespect leading to African business boycotting, I'm not sure how that started, but me being a woman and me having a certain algorithm, I have a lot of beauty and lifestyle and hair stuff in my algorithm. So when I see this topic, to me, it seems like it started with the beauty salons, the African braiding salons. Is that true? Or can you help me out with that real quick? Did it start with the African braiding
Well,
salons?
the African braiding salons has been an issue for a minute now,
I
but
know.
I can say that this really started out of the response to Essence and
Oh, the
out of the
Essence stuff.
fact that they were bragging about, hey, we bought Essence, we can do what we want to do. Y'all need to stop complaining. And the original video, the woman was responding to another woman from Africa saying that if y'all not going to respect us and y'all going to act like y'all got it like that, then we don't need to support y'all anymore. So we don't have to go to y'all braiding salons. So that's the original video I saw.
Got it.
But this is a buildup of many different things.
It is. Absolutely. But I'm just going to address the braiding salon thing real quick. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of other people to speak about many of the other aspects of this, but I'm just going to focus on the braiding salons real quick, right? Me being from New York, young black girl, 4C here, my mother didn't know where else to send me. African braiding shops was like that's the place that you send your kids when you don't put a bunch of perms in your kids' hair. If you wasn't a kid that grew up with a bunch of perms, then you had braids and you most likely spent majority of your childhood and teenagehood at African braiding shops, right? We are the core audience because y'all here in our home, America, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like the how can I say this? The styles, not the styles, the methods of braiding hair, it wasn't always a method from a not a hateful place or like a fuck, I can't think of the word right now, but right now I'm gonna say a hateful place, but just please, I'll correct myself later when I think of the word. A braiding method that comes from a place of like not hate or jealousy but if you're intentionally doing something over time and you see that it damages the hair of a person or a people, shouldn't you stop? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like their braiding methods were intentional to fuck up our edges or to pull out our hair. Blow drying and combing without moisturizing it or spraying it with water or wetting it. Stuff. Just these braiding practices that were actually like a detriment to us. We're literally known for not having edges. Whose fucking fault is that?
Okay, the
Let's be
language
real.
gotta.
I'm sorry. Like I said, New York, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is TikTok. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the message though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's deep. That's not messed up. Like, is nobody? We're
Yeah, I
known
mean,
for not
a lot
having
of people are
edges.
saying that.
We're known for not having edges at the hands of African women. Don't
Yeah,
you think over
a lot of
time?
people are saying that. A lot of
Don't,
people are saying that the Africans they braid. Actually, let me get ZZ up here to speak on that. A lot of people are saying that Africans they braid way too tight, especially around the edges, which causes traction alopecia, which
alopecia,
leads to baldness, which leads to
hair loss.
different hair issues and everything like that. So she can speak to that better than I could.
And one more thing. I say all of that to say, if something is not working, if something is damaging to your clients, right? Don't you think over time a genuine person or people would change the method? That's all I gotta say. But go ahead, yeah, y'all, you can proceed.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's not the first time I've heard sentiments like that. I've heard that a lot of times. I think somebody just went viral actually talking about that. Her going to an African stylist and, getting messed up and, her hair falling out and things of that nature. So yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. And I think that also goes back to not only them physically disrespecting us, but spiritually, because we all know that your grandmother taught you, at least for Black Foundation of Black Americans, you can't let everybody play in your hair. And a big part of that is because not only what they may be doing to it physically, but what they're trying to manifest in it. So we don't know, the type of products they use is different from what we use. We don't know what type of spiritual practices they may be having and what they're saying to each other. They're speaking in a different language most of the time they're doing out here. So, we don't know what they're saying, what their intentions are behind the braids. I definitely think that's a huge issue with them doing out here. But I will say, I don't think a lot of us grew up going to braiding shops. I'm gonna say when I was younger for sure, and most of my foundational Black American friends, we had a Black American hairstylist. Like, I think that's one of the main things missing is that a lot of us as adults don't have our main hairstylist. My mother still has the same hairstylist she had when her hairstylist was doing her mother's hair. So it's like, I think that aspect within our generation is missing a little bit because I've never been to a African braiding shop until I became an adult and I just needed somebody to do my braids. It was cheap and fast. So I went to an African braiding shop. But growing up, that was never a thing to like just be going to African braid. Like, I always went to my mother's stylist when we was in North Carolina. We never, but again, in North Carolina, wasn't a lot of non-foundational Black Americans. In New York, I can understand that. So maybe the reality of
a bigger thing and maybe
Nope. In New York, you have choices. We have beauty shops of our own, and we have. Wait a minute, I'm talking to Susie. And we have family members. So with my children, when my daughter had to take her graduation pictures, I'd call my older cousins. And I also come from a large family from South Carolina and North Carolina and Alabama. So I had choices. We don't have to send our children to the African hair braiding shop. And I just want to say that at the height of the boycott in New York, you do not have to go into them shops. You got Keisha down the street. Thank you, chat. I'll land.
But even something like that, we got Keisha down the street. That's FBA talk. Like, that's lingo. That's like, that's Black American stuff. I'm sorry. I just want to chime in.
But even when I go to the shops now, I still don't see a lot of Black American. The shops that I have been to up here, each time I've went, I've never seen a Black American child inside the shop. Anytime I see children, it's one of their children, to be honest. So I don't think that's something that most of us do is for our children. We usually do our daughter's hair ourselves. So we got an auntie, we got a cousin, we got Keisha down the street. Like BS just said, it's usually somebody.
For sure, absolutely. That is what I mean. I've been braiding hair since I was a kid, But I'm just, I'm not, and I didn't mean to come off like I was generalizing us as this is something that we all did. No, we had many options. But the topic is specifically about the experience of growing up and going to the African Braider shop. And like I said, I am from New York, so that was a thing. Like that was a thing
Yeah.
in New York. That's why I ain't even come off like I was
But
generalizing.
yeah, but thank you though. Thank you. We're gonna
Understood.
have to let some more people come up though. So now I want to get to MZ. Let's get to MZ. Thank you, Locks. Appreciate
Hello, how y'all
you.
doing?
Cycle you out. Yep. What's up? What's up with you, bro?
I was supposed to say where I'm from first.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Kenya. I've been raised here since I was 9 years old. I go to Africa almost every 2 to 3 years. So I kind of have my own experience when it comes to seeing both sides, and I do see and recognize what the FBA is doing, but I do have a conflict with the way you guys are trying to do your thing. And I just feel like this is all being fed by ignorance on both sides. Like God has said earlier, it's just not enough education on both sides.
What is the lack of education on our side? Because we every
Well,
single time,
I was gonna get to that.
hold on, listen, hold
I
on,
was gonna get to that.
without fail, every single time we have this conversation, it's always somebody who comes up and says, "Well, really, the problem is on both sides,"
All right,
and that
I'll
belittles
start with that.
that tries to belittle what they've done, so it can be some
I'm
type of
not.
50-50 thing. So let me ask you, what is the lack of education on our side as Black
Well,
Americans?
like I said, I went to school here my whole life
Okay.
since third grade. So I've experienced the whole American educational system. We did not learn anything about Africa outside of the slave trade, and maybe I had one class in my senior year about different class. It was an AP class, but besides that, you don't really learn anything about African history or anything African outside of the slave trade. For one,
Okay.
anything else you see from that is you have to
But
learn on your own.
yeah, and that's the thing. We've always done that. We've always had to learn things on our own. Most of us here are educated not from school. Most of us here are educated from sources, our parents, other teachers and stuff like that, people in the community, or even online outside of school. So it's not, we're
But
not uneducated. And the thing is that now you acknowledge disrespect. Disrespect in somebody being uneducated are not the equivalent. You can't say, well, Africans are disrespectful and Black Americans, FBA, you're uneducated, so that's 50-50. No, it's not 50-50. What are we doing
I
to
actually,
them?
I
Let's
actually said in the beginning that
let's
I
say,
actually
because
said
if
in the
it's on
beginning
both
of my
sides.
spill that it's disrespect from both sides. Actually, I
Okay, so
never
what is
said
okay?
Africans are
What is the
immune to the
disrespect on
disrespect.
their side?
Oh, of course.
On
A
our
lot.
side, I mean, what is the
Like I
disrespect
said,
on our side?
I've gone to Africa multiple times and I've seen the disrespect to African Americans,
Okay, well,
and
let me
I've
ask you.
always said to them that it's all coming from you not having the
Let me.
education of
Okay.
African American
What is the
culture,
disrespect?
traumas, and
What is the disrespect that we do to them?
I'm talking about African disrespecting African
Okay,
Americans.
so if you're gonna say it's on both sides, what is the both sides? I'm asking you because we can all acknowledge what they are doing. So what are we doing? So because in order for you to say it's both sides, you have to say that we're doing something that's equivalent to what they're doing. So what are we doing?
I'm sorry. So
You
this
Afro?
whole
Can I
spill
give you
of
an example?
African
Bro,
braiding shops
you're gonna have
pulling
to wait.
people's hair, that's not disrespectful.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
This whole spill from the lady before, spilling about African braiding shops pulling people's hair with no concrete evidence, just talking
We
about
have video of that, to be
an
honest, and actually there
experience,
have been some shops
an
that
experience
for it.
generalizing a whole entire group
But you
is
mean
not
this
disrespectful.
rented thing? That's a stretch. You're reaching for something because we can
I'm
think
not
of
reaching. That
several
lady
things.
before
No,
me was
that's a
reaching.
reach.
That's
If you're
disrespectful.
bringing up, first off, that's not disrespectful. if she's saying that you can't let other people be in your hair because they don't know what they're
No, no, no.
doing.
I never
It's
said that.
not
I never said that.
disrespectful.
I said
It's not the
her
equivalent.
generalizing African
Hold
braiding
on.
shops
It's
based on
not
her
the
experience is
stop, stop,
disrespectful.
stop, stop, stop.
Don't put words in
It's
my mouth.
not no. Okay, it's not the equivalent of a group of people immigrating to another country and telling the natives of that country that they don't have culture. And then
I
when you
never
say
said that
that
though.
nobody said you did.
So why are you going off topic? Stick to
I'm
my
not
topic.
going
I
off
said
topic. I'm not
her
going off
talking
topic.
about
I'm saying
her
you
experience
stop it.
and
Stop.
generalizing
Stop.
African
Okay,
braiding
here's
shops.
here's what we're gonna
That is
do.
my point.
No, I'm the host. When I speak, you stop speaking. If you do it again, you're gonna leave. Don't do that again. Because the audience can't hear everybody talking at the same time. She gave her experience from New York going to different braiding shops and what they have done. And a lot of other Black American women have gone to different braiding shops and can contest to that experience there. All right. That is not the same as somebody coming to another person's land and telling those people that they're lazy or don't have culture or uneducated. All right. So it's not an equivalent. When I ask you a good 5 times, what's the equivalent? Now you're reaching for something. You're reaching for something to find that we're doing that's disrespectful. That's the equivalent, but you can't find that. Even if you want to say what she just said, the woman before was disrespectful, it is of no way the same level, okay, of disrespect that we as a lineage have been facing.
Telling me Africans have faced no disrespect from African Americans.
I'm telling you that it's not equivalent. No, no. I'm telling you they wouldn't be able to be here, period, if it wasn't for us. Now
Did I
that's a
say that?
fact. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
All right,
But
thank you.
answer my question. Africans haven't got any disrespect from African Americans.
I'm sure that there are some people who argue and there are people who disrespect other people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that basically says my point is correct.
No,
It's
your
ignorance
point
on
is
both
not correct.
sides,
No, your point is
leading
not correct.
into
Because
disrespect
you're
from both sides.
no. Your point is not correct. Level 3 disrespect is not the equivalent of a level 30 disrespect. All right. Coming there roasting or making jokes about somebody is not the same as going to another person's land and telling them that they either don't have culture, their culture is bad, or they're uneducated or lazy. Because if we went to your homeland and started speaking the same way that you all speak about us, you guys would run us out of there violently. And we know that is the truth because we see it happening today in 2025.
So what about the general from, I forgot his name. He's doing the same thing to the leader from Burkina Faso. I forgot his name. He's a black general. He's doing the exact same thing that you
And
just said
removed.
about him.
Langley has been removed. Langley has been removed, and a European man is now the leader of CARICOM.
Okay, so
Y'all got to keep up. Thank
so
you. Y'all
the
got to keep
disrespect
up
was
with
still there.
current
He was
events.
removed regardless. The
What did
disrespect
he
was
do?
still there from an
What did
African
he
American.
do?
Thank you very
What did
much.
he do? What did he do that you
He
deemed
disrespected
disrespectful?
the leader
Look
of
at him
Burkina
grasping
Faso.
for straws. He's grasping for straws to try to find some type of equivalent. We're going to move on, all right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to move on. So, thank you. Thank you. What's this background noise? Who was that? Okay, reacts. Let's see. So we got a couple people up here. Mimi, how you doing, Mimi?
Oh, how you doing? I'm good.
Hello.
Hey, BX. I know I've never been up here, but I'm Azir's twin, or ZZ's twin, sorry.
Oh, hi.
Nice to meet you guys. I just wanted to
Nice to
come
meet
up.
you too.
Of course, yeah. I just wanted to come up because the topic resonated with me. I was at work one day, and it was these two. It was one, I think she was like South Asian or something, and the other girl was Nigerian. And they were talking about how student loans, she had to pay her student loans because Trump passed a bill about paying student loans while you still go to school. And she was like, yeah, Americans are so dumb. Why would you vote for this? Like, it doesn't make sense. She was like, yeah. And the other girl was like, yeah, Americans are stupid. And I was like, yeah, I'd have to disagree with that. But, she was like, they both looked at me like, huh? She was like, you don't think Americans are stupid? I'm like, no, well, I'm American. So why would I think Americans are stupid? I'm a Black American. Like, what? Why would I think that? Oh, well, we didn't mean like Black Americans. We just mean like, well, I'm an American though. So they get so comfortable over here with this disrespect and are used to our compliance. You know what I'm saying? Not being called out on it, us letting them slide with it. So when we say something about it, even when you having these lives and calling these things out, there it's almost like a culture shock to them. Like, wow, why they feel so strongly about this? What why are we like why are they getting so defensive? That's divisive. It's not divisive. It's not, we're not even being defensive. Well, honestly, even if we are being defensive, we are within our right. Because like you said, y'all are only here because of what our ancestors did. You guys are living in another person's land. You guys are living within a different culture. Our sister, me and Zizi's sister, lives in Dominican Republic. She understands that she will never be a Dominican. She will never be a Dominican woman. She's always going to be a Black woman living in the Dominican Republic. It is what it is. She will never have that experience of a Dominican person. Same thing with you coming over here. You come over here like I think the woman who came before me was saying how they come over here and have that Western kind of perspective. They're taught like these stereotypes about us, and that's why they have these. They look down upon us when they interact with us. But you can't come over here and look down on us and then also tether us. You can't want to be us and also hate us. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to take up too much of your time. Now I'm gonna go ahead and land my plane. But I appreciate you letting me up.
Of course. And let me just or Zizi, do you want to hop on that?
I was just gonna say, I'm glad she stood on FBA business. We let her see it, correcting that at the door, because that's very important. Okay, we can't let them little shady comments slide. People say stuff like that all the time. You'd be surprised, especially when they don't think that you are a Black American or they don't know for sure. So yeah, and they get, especially in areas like this where there's a lot of especially where I work at and where she works at. It's a lot of non-FBAs in that area, a lot of tethers, people that come off as Black Americans, but they're actually not. So they'll get comfortable in them spaces and say little stuff like that. And then when you correct it, it's like, oh, damn, it's like they feel like, oh, I got caught, So yeah, I'm glad that she checked that at the door, but that's an absolute reality. It's happened to me a couple times while I was up here too. But yeah, that's real. That's why we got to check the disrespect for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to send. There was an event I was at an event in Chicago some years ago. This was during the pandemic. I was at some event when they first started to, open stuff up again. As I was there, the woman who was hosting the event was Nigerian, and she was up there talking about how we don't know where we came from, and we need them to help us reconnect with quote unquote our homelands because we just don't know where we come from, and how uneducated we are about Africa. Like he was saying, how y'all really don't know nothing about Africa. Actually, we know a lot more about Africa than you think we do. We're a lot more intelligent than you guys think we are. To be very honest with you guys, you are the one coming over to a land and then trying not to learn the land's history or the people's history, okay? Or even really the culture of the people. You are the ones coming over to another person's land acting like you know everything, but you don't. That's them coming over here. We know where we're from. We know where we're from, to be very honest, more than they know where they're from in Africa. They can't trace their ancestry back hundreds of years like we can. They don't know the language that they spoke before colonization or the food they ate or anything like that. A lot of them don't know that stuff. A lot of them are very uneducated. We act like these are some ancient tribal people with ancient wisdom and stuff like that. We've always had this vision of them of being that way, and they're not. They're not that way. And yet they come over here and they act like they know something that they don't. Okay, you're coming over here, and for Americans to not know anything, we're doing surprisingly much better than a lot of people. All right, let's now get to Rockheads LLC.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm just on here. I just want to say I'm proud of everybody. Yeah, like you said, man, we got to check the disrespect at the door. It's been too many situations where they feel like, when I say they, y'all know what I'm talking about. They feel like they can just say little rude and slick comments. It's not cool. You have a situation in Detroit, where I am right now, where Africans are kind of frustrated with the boycott. They know it's starting tomorrow, and you can just see how, I don't want to say tension, but I want to say tension, because it's like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? We don't want things to get physical, but the fact that it had to even get here for y'all to even listen to us, you know what I'm saying? We take a lot of slashes, and you know what I'm saying, without even responding. And then here we are standing up for ourselves, and it's a problem again. We are the people of the world everybody seem to just siphon from and just need something when we tired of it. It's time to gatekeep, keep y'all out of what's ours. You know what I'm saying? Like the lady said before, this is our land. We welcomed y'all here. Y'all came here, and now y'all being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? No matter what we say, how we say it, they cannot seem to understand it. It's getting frustrating on our part. Now we got to boycott. It shouldn't even get to that, but it's here, and we standing on it, and I'm proud of us. FBA all day. I'll be in Alabama next week.
It shouldn't have got to this point. It really shouldn't have. Somebody say start today. Don't tempt nobody. Don't do that, because people are already starting. I don't know if you guys understand this. People are already starting. It's not August yet. So much so that you already have businesses or African braiding shops coming out making apology videos. All right, y'all. I'm already seeing a few videos of y'all folding. Okay, y'all already doing that. I already see too many of y'all copping pleas. Y'all cannot hold water like that. Y'all are not gonna stand on business when it comes to this boycott. All of y'all gonna have a good attitude adjustment. All right. Now you keep talking. Keep talking. It's all right. Keep talking though. Keep talking. Let's get to Social Spark AI. You better not be an AI though.
Oh, it's not an AI. Hi, my name is Williams. Thank you for bringing me out here. I'm African, but I live in Minnesota. My
Okay.
dad is from Africa, Cameroon, but my mom's from Germany. But I've been over here and I'm married to like a black American. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but yeah. And I want to say there's a lot of disrespect coming from our side to you all. I want to apologize generally because the older Africans, they're over here, they always, I don't know why they find it so easy for them to disrespect you all, but I feel like it's just the lack of education and proper common sense because they don't get to read in between the lines. When they get here, they don't get to like study the culture, and they tend to follow the Western culture, like the white people's culture, and try to worship them and fail to understand that America was built by blacks from 400 years ago, centuries way back. And I find it so much very disrespectful that sometimes I'll be ashamed to say I'm African because whenever I say you're African, and they're gonna look at you stereotype because of what some of us be talking about you all like being in jobs, talking in other languages. That's really disrespectful. Because if I'm somewhere and people are talking in another language I don't understand, I feel a certain type of way. So that's the same thing I've been saying, like, hey, look, if we do have someone amongst us that's not from where we are, please speak in the language that they do understand because it's only proper for you to do that. None of Africans, I want to say 100, I want to say like 80% of Africans know nothing, absolutely nothing about slavery and slave trade, the black culture over here in America. So when they get here and they're given the opportunity to make a living out of themselves, they always insult that and be like, oh, this and this people are lazy. How you gonna say these people are lazy, but we have people that have been working since they were 13, 14, 15 years old, and they're still working today. They're like 35 and something like that. If you wasn't lazy or if you had everything, why the hell are you coming over here? You didn't have nothing over there. That's why you moved over here for you to come get a life. And who are the people giving you their life? The black Americans are that people giving you their life. but it's so hard for us to like appreciate you and be like, oh, thank you for giving me this life and thank you for giving me this privilege. Yes, we are brothers and stuff like that. But it's something else. It really pisses me off a lot of times when all things be happening. I have never been disrespected by a black American at work, at a gas station, at a food club, wherever I've been at. I've never experienced no disrespect from their side. But hundreds of times I experienced disrespect from our side to you all. It's kind of like an aching situation when you see it that way and you be like, it's probably lack of ignorance and people don't want to work, people don't want to like study and try to understand how this culture works, and they're gonna be like, oh, all they do is complain and stuff like that. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they are going through just being black over here. It's a whole lot of things that don't make no sense. About the boycott, I don't really condone about with the boycott, but if that's the way it's gonna bring back the respect for us to acknowledge that yes, you're superior and this is your lane and we have to give you all that credit. I think, well, we got to go for it. It is what it is. Thank you.
We got to see it through. We got to see it through. And thank you. And I just want to point out, every time we have somebody from the diaspora come up and acknowledge the wrongdoing, you got people in the diaspora who are all like, don't apologize, don't apologize. Look, just notice that. Notice how there are some people who are so stuck on, it's not because what he's saying is wrong. They're so stuck on it's us versus them. They can't even have the maturity to realize what he's saying. So I want to thank you for that, because it takes bravery, because too many, gotta say it, too many people who are from the diaspora don't want to change. That's the problem. They don't want to. And we've given ample chances for them to. All right. We've given them. And a few of them who are trying to do good, they get pulled back by the group. So I'm going to tell you this, be brave and courageous enough not to capitulate to what the group wants you to do. Do what you need to do. Do the right thing to do. All right. And thank you. Let's get to, we're going to get to basic, then B.
What's going on, Black Americans? So I just want to say that I believe that the boycott, I can't wait for it to get here. I think we need to take the expiration date off of it. I think it just needs to go on indefinitely, because as you can see in the comments, what these people are saying, these people come from a dysfunctional, divisive society. And this is just who they are and what they are. They're extremely divisive. It had nothing to do with YT people. Y'all was over there fighting on that continent way before YT people got there. And they use your weakness against you, which is your lack of unity. But y'all come and try to preach to us about unity. And most of y'all don't want to go back home, because you know what would happen to you if you went back home, because of how corrupt that continent is. And you'll notice that they try to trauma bond with us over stereotypes. Like I heard multiple dudes come up here talking about they went to jail with a Black American. Like, dude, I don't care who you went to jail with. Like, what does that even matter? You can't tell us what you've actually done with Black Americans to help the Black American community, because y'all don't do nothing. Like, people like me who have grassroots movements in my city, ain't no Africans coming out to do no work. Y'all sit on the sidelines and y'all wait until some benefits roll in and y'all be the first in line. So I'm glad that we delineating, because we tired of putting in the work for freeloaders and leeches, and that's what y'all do. That's the reason why y'all running over here, because we done already did the work. Y'all didn't put in no work. Y'all just come over here and y'all apply for all the benefits. And then y'all try to tell us to come over to Africa and do the work over there for y'all too. So, I think at the end of the day, Africa birthed xenophobia. It came from Africa. It didn't come from us. So stop trying to say it's on both sides, bro. It was never on both sides. We got receipts that show that Africans have always had a problem with Black Americans. What's the reason for that? We don't know. And at this point, we really don't care. I personally do not care. I don't care for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all people just come up here and y'all get on here lying and y'all fake like y'all want to be unified. But the problem is Pan Africans are there to unify with y'all. But y'all be in these lives. Y'all don't even be over there with the people that's actually trying to unify with y'all. If y'all was about unity, you would be over there in the Pan African lives. But y'all be over here. Y'all would rather be over here because y'all like to fight. Because that's the type of continent y'all come from. Y'all do little bickering and going back and forth, and the Nigerians getting kicked out of Ghana and all this little stupid stuff y'all got going on over there. And y'all not trying to fight. Y'all not trying to do nothing about the real problems over there, like, the enslavement of children that's happening over there on the continent. This is what y'all focused on, though. But y'all want us to unify. I would never unify with y'all because y'all don't get nothing done. All y'all do is back. I don't even know if I can say that. All y'all do is go behind each other back and try to get over on each other. Y'all get over on anybody y'all can get over on. So as far as Black Americans, I think the ones of y'all who got soft hearts, I think y'all need to just sit in the background, man, because it's over for all that. You know what I'm saying? It's over for the whole being nice to everybody, holding hands. That's over with. We done with that. Once we get started with this real delineation and it's time to really put in the work, y'all got to get out the way, because at the end of the day, y'all gonna be collateral damage. Anybody that's standing over there with them or trying to hold hands with them, you in the way. You gonna get ran over. That's just how I go. And whatever that means to you, that's exactly what it means to me. That's it.
All right then. All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's get to B. Did B just leave? B just left. Oh damn. That's good.
Do you see Chief Afro Elite?
Yeah, I see Chief.
Chief Vest? Okay.
Let me see. All right, you got it, Chief.
Man, what's up, family?
How you
What's going
doing?
on with y'all, man?
B, you dropped twice accidentally. We can't keep doing that now. Chief, you got it.
Hey, well, first off, I want to say I'm all for this boycott. I think it's long overdue. Um, these people have been doing nothing but extracting from our neighborhoods. It hasn't been reciprocal. I don't see any Africans pouring into any black community across this country. If there is some, please show me the footage. I don't see it happening. But I want to take it a step further, Afro, and let the people know that we need to stop these folks from getting into political positions also. Let's not vote for anyone with a long last name, some weird last name. Keep them out of the paint in the political realm. Also, these doctors, don't go to these doctors. We be assuming, oh, I'm just go to a black doctor with the last name Ugande. Like, no, don't do that either. If we're gonna boycott, I want us to do this all the way across the board. Let's delegitimize these people. Even on social media, if you're following any African hub, anything that has to do with Africa, unfollow. I want people to go and follow. And I know sometimes we be following old accounts from, years ago or whatever. Go through your followers list. See who you're following. Make sure that you delegitimize people across the board. And my main point is politics. These people get into political positions and act like they're representatives of us, right? And sit up here and literally undermine us getting reparations, undermine our crime bill, undermine our movements that from the grassroots. We can't keep allowing people to do that in political positions. The Ketanji Browns, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Jamaicans. I don't care if it's Africans. It don't matter. Only people that should be representing Black America in politics are Black Americans, whether they have our point of view or not. I'd rather it be someone from our lineage speaking for us. And that's all I have to say for right now, Afro.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, definitely, definitely. We are the ones who need to be controlling the steering wheel, us and us alone. Let's get to let me see. Prev CEO.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you doing?
My name is Prev Seyo, but that's not my name. But I'm Haitian though,
Okay.
and I respect Black American, but I have zero respect for FBA, and I have reason for that.
What's that?
Uh, I think Black Americans stand up for
Can you hold the
themselves.
phone to your face before you speak?
Like you want me to? What happened?
You were muffling. It sounded like you were speaking and your phone was still in your pocket.
Yeah, what about now?
You're good now. Okay, so you
Okay,
don't
yeah.
have any respect for FBA.
FBA, yeah, but I respect Black American.
Okay, so why
And
don't you respect FBA, which is not different from Black American, to be honest. But and
I,
I'm gonna let him speak. I'm gonna let him speak, but we're gonna get to it. But go ahead.
all right, I think FBA is a group of house Negro who want to stand in the way as a U.S. Army or U.S. Military or U.S. government been robbing a different country from the Caribbean, and now we have no way of living, and they forcing us to come here. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to make if to we can't make it back home, and they force us to come here to
FBA is doing that.
FBA is standing in the way.
FBA
FBA is
is
standing in the way.
standing in so FBA is making you flee Haiti. Just like
No, no,
let's get
no. I
to it.
said, I said the U.S. I said the U.S. government, the
Okay,
U.S.
but you're
government.
mad at you said you're mad at FBA for being house Negroes, and now you
Because
somehow
I
equated
feel
that
like
to
you guys
you
trying to
fleeing
stand in the
Haiti.
way.
So
I feel like you guys trying to stand in the way, and we're gonna run. If we're gonna run to you
stand in
guys,
the
we're gonna
way.
have to
Okay,
run
well
through you.
specify. Stand in the way of what?
In the way of our success, of our accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? In U.S. and
Okay,
the
well let's
U.S.
try to stand in the way
You know
of
what I'm
your
saying?
accomplishment.
I
Hold
want
on.
I want
So
I
hold
want
on, wait a second.
FBA
Wait a
to
second. Let me just ask because you have a thick accent, so we got to slow down so everybody understands. So you're fleeing to America, and we're standing in the way of your accomplishment to go back. Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to go back? Are you
now
trying to what? So we're getting in the way of you guys either coming here or going back. Which way? Which way?
to get back of the
So
of what the government
we are
of what
preventing you
the
guys.
U.S.
Let
government
me
been
ask.
stealing from
Okay,
us.
hold on. So FBA is preventing Haitians from going back to Haiti, right?
Nah.
Okay, so what are we stopping you all from doing?
FBA is standing in a way for us to getting back what the U.S. government been stealing from us.
Okay, so what has the U.S. government been stealing from you all?
They've been stealing our reserve gold, and then they've been stealing our credibility of the Haitian military been fighting in the U.S. war to save the U.S. From to save the U.S. and then we don't get credit for what we did in the past, and then that's why we're living here.
No, you
And
guys get a lot of
U.S.
credit. No. You all actually get a lot of credit. If you're talking about the siege of Savannah, you all get a abundance amount of credit. There's a whole statue of the Haitian
No,
soldiers,
we
and
did.
much respect to them, even though they lost that fight. You guys always skip over that part. You all lost the fight. You all were brave. The Haitian soldiers who fought that fight were brave, but you all ultimately lost the fight. It was foundational Black American soldiers who won the actual war. Let's be honest with it. You guys are making it seem like you guys did something so consequential, and the only battle you can bring up is the one you lost. So no, you guys really didn't save the day like you guys keep trying to make it out to be. And you're saying we're getting in the way of you receiving your credit for a fight you lost. Is that what we're? I just want to know what we're doing wrong to you guys.
Because y'all been talking about the African and everybody else, the diaspora. So when we're talking about everybody else, take the Haitian out of it.
What are you
Because we've
talking
been
about?
suffering. When you
You
guys
said
talking about the African, when you guys bringing down the African, take the Haitian out of it. Because we've been fighting just like you've been fighting to be here, and then our ancestors been
no.
slave
We
over
haven't
here,
been
just
fighting.
like your ancestors been
No,
slave over
no.
here.
We're from
You feel
here.
me? So,
We're from here. You're
but
fighting
we've been
to
fighting here.
no. We are from here. You're fighting to come to another land. We're not
That's
fighting
why
to
we
go to
respect the Black
another land.
American.
That's a very different fight.
That's the only respect we have for the Black American. Like I said I respect the Black American because I feel like the FBA want to fight for the own for the personal for the personal their own freedom. They want to separate it from even the Black American because the Black American they are African just like us. You know what I'm saying? They are
No, we're
African. Black
different. We're
American
different.
they
We're
are
not
African.
Haitian. We're not
You know what I'm
Haitian.
saying?
No, we're not.
We don't.
We're not.
I never said you are Asian. I never
No,
said anything about Asian.
no, and we're different. We're all Black
I said
Americans,
what I said.
FBA,
I said
same
when
thing.
you, I said when you
So
guys are
you're saying
talking,
like I
take
want you
off the
guys.
Haitian out of
We
it.
had this conversation, and I'm letting him speak. and he's saying, I don't like FBA, and he's not trying to tell the truth. He's trying to make it seem like we're doing something to him, because the thing is that he don't like the type of page we're on right now. He's trying to make it seem like we're doing something to him, and that's why I keep asking, okay, what specifically are we doing to hinder anything of the Haitian people? What are we doing to prevent the Haitian people from success? And he cannot articulate a single thing that FBA is doing that prevents the Haitian people of success. Not one thing.
When you're talking about the diaspora, you're talking about the Haitian
No, we're
also.
talking about Haiti. You're from Haiti. We're talking about Haiti.
Yeah.
You said Haiti.
Yeah, Haitian. We African also.
Okay, I'm talking about Haiti, the land of Haiti. All right.
Yes.
What are we
Well,
doing that stops Haiti from success?
because you standing in the way, because now we here because the U.S. government owe us money, and then we want our money back.
No,
We
you're
want
not here for that. Because if you
we need
guys
reparations
wanted,
just
if you
like you,
guys wanted
and
some
then we have right to
reparations,
live over here.
stop. Because you guys are actually the ones coming over here sabotaging the whole reparations thing. If we're going to be honest, y'all the ones coming over here talking about we don't deserve no reparations. Y'all the ones coming over here messing up the bag of reparations. And if y'all really wanted some money or payback, what you need to do is go back to Haiti and try to tell the Haitian people they need to stop paying France reparations for getting them out the paint. Y'all still paying France, and you're fleeing to America because you just want to live here. You're not fleeing to America to get reparations. That's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie. Ain't none of y'all coming over here on that type of time, on that page whatsoever. Because if y'all were, y'all wouldn't be sabotaging us. Y'all coming over here for your own personal, selfish, coward benefit. All right? That's the truth of the matter. We're not stopping y'all from doing anything. As a matter of fact, the fact that we're allowing you guys to go back home is actually helping you guys in a way you guys don't really appreciate. Y'all need to go home. That's what you need to do. Y'all need to go home as men and fix your problems at home. You're not going to sit up there and go to somebody else's nation and then demand reparations for a nation you don't live in. What type of sense does that make?
Right.
As Haitian, we are American also.
You're Haitian. You are a
Yeah,
Haitian.
we have two
Okay?
nationalities. We have two nationalities. We're Haitian and we're American.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Why are you lying? No, you do not. Y'all
We
wouldn't
did
be
fight
getting
for this
deported
country,
if y'all
and
would just if y'all
we
wasn't.
deserve land. We have right to live over here just like everybody else.
No, you
What?
don't. No,
Just
you
like all the black
don't.
The
Americans.
TPS is gone, sir.
That's
If
the
that's the
first.
case, why was the first one deported that we saw was a Haitian crying because he ain't want to go back, has 17 cases on him. Go ahead and go out there and commit a crime and you'll be going back to Haiti too. You are an immigrant and you are on foreign land crying to the indigenous people of this land, right? Indigenous black Americans. You're crying to
African.
us, talking about we're hurting. You're talking about we're hurting you, but you're too scared to go after who you really should go for. Go after the French and tell them to give you them dollars back so y'all can rebuild it. Don't come in here playing with us today, sir.
The U.S. government owe us money also. We're going after everybody that owe
He
us
says,
money.
you heard that? You're
But
African,
America is
that don't
faster.
hurt.
But America is faster. We're gonna it's closer.
Okay,
So
so
you run here to
why would you
strengthen our
ask
military.
America? Why would you ask America to pay reparations if y'all still paying the French? Wouldn't y'all
We're not
just circle that back to the French?
we're
Why
not
don't
paying
y'all
French.
stop paying France reparations before y'all
We're not
ask for anything? I mean,
we're
that's
not
kind of
paying
like
French.
counterproductive, don't you think?
We're not
I
paying
mean, you're
French.
not. You're literally. It's like you're adding water in a hole in a bucket with holes in it. That's what you're doing.
We're no longer paying French for reparation.
Then go. Nah, that's not what I. From my research, that's not what I'm
US
aware of.
US
But
US
if you guys
government
just
US
stop,
government
if you just stop it. Y'all not coming over here being soldiers. Y'all not coming over here doing none of that stuff. You're not. You're absolutely not. And the thing is that he wants to separate, and I want you guys to understand. I let this conversation play for a reason because this is a learning moment. I want you guys to understand. They try to separate FBA from Black American, even though all of us use it synonymously. We'll say Black American or FBA, but they try to make it seem like FBA is a group, so they can attack a lineage without making it seem like they're attacking a lineage. So they try to frame it as, oh, this is a group of people, a fringe group of people online, and then they spew the same stereotypes that they would about the entire ethnicity. But that they get a little cover because then they say, well, hold on, I'm not talking about black Americans. I like black Americans. That's the same thing the white tea people were doing with Black Lives Matter when they were saying racist, stereotypical things about quote unquote Black Lives Matter and be like, hold on, I'm not talking about black people, just Black Lives Matter. And what they use is Black Lives Matter is a euphemism for black people. Just like FBA, they're saying that FBA is in their way is a euphemism for Black American. But when we get on them for disrespect, they're all like, oh, no. It's just that group of people I'm upset with. That's what they do.
Right.
That's why they keep trying to make this separation.
FBA is a group of people. And I think the FBA is a group of house Negro.
And you're in America fleeing, cowardly, talking about somebody else being a house Negro.
Negro, what? At least we on our land. What the hell does that make you? I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I think that's the first time I heard one of the Haitians trying to claim American. That's insane.
Destiny swapping at its finest.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's cowardly too. Them trying to use that FBA as like some sort of code word for Black Americans. Like, brother, just come out with the anti-blackness. We already see it. That's why I like when you let it play out like that. But we already see it from the beginning. You're projecting your nonsense. FBAs are trying to stop us from da 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 da. What are you talking about? But the Black Americans aren't. No, you think Black Americans are. You feel entitled. You wish that you were in our position, like many of these people do, many of these non-FBAs do, and you don't want to go home and fight. Just say that. I mean, that conversation would have been 5 minutes shorter. I'm just saying, but that's what it was. Just say what's really on your heart. You ain't got to use the code words, man. We're going to peep it regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Let me add some people up here. Haven't spoken yet.
Yo, Afro, I'm gonna drop down to the listening section. I want to say one more thing, brother.
All right.
Since we're doing this boycott stuff, I want us to make sure that we're replenishing those spots, promoting more Black businesses. If you do have relatives, friends, anybody that braid hair, anybody that does hair, restaurants, etc., let's make sure that we're kind of putting that back into the pot. Since we're going to be eliminating these African businesses, I just want to mention that, brother.
All right.
I appreciate you, family. Keep doing the work.
Thank you, Chief.
DX, appreciate you.
Hey, you too, Chief.
Let's get to J history.
Yeah. So I want to touch on the topic on the screen. Yeah, so it clearly says, well, FBA's disrespect leads to African boycott. So I would say key point, when it comes to the word boycott, that word itself by definition, the term boycott means the economic reluctance, again, the non-violent economic reluctance, again, non-violent. I've come across a lot of videos of FBAs being very violent. So again, that pretty much discredits the whole point of being a boycott. I've seen a lot of videos of you guys going to go threatening.
Okay. Where are you from?
That's really matter about that.
Because you were supposed to say that when you started.
You did,
but I
you
let
didn't
you
ask
go.
me though. I mean, that's your fault as a host. You didn't ask me though.
Okay, where are you from now? I'm asking you now. So answer now. Where are you from?
City, mean nationality, because a lot of you guys tend to like
your ethnicity. Where's your ethnicity?
Mali. I'm from Mali.
You're from Mali. Where do you live?
I live in Czech Republic.
You live where?
I think you should get a globe. It's a country
He's
called
a
Czech
troll.
Republic.
He's a
Czech
troll.
Republic.
Okay. You live where? And he doesn't. He doesn't live there.
It's called. It's a country. It's a country in Eastern Europe. It's a country in Eastern Europe. It's called Czech Republic. Czech Republic. It's a country in Eastern Europe. Czech Republic.
And you're saying that you've seen videos of violence, right? That's what you've seen? Of violence, of us being violent?
Actually biased. You let the Haitian dude talk for like 5 minutes, but you're not letting me say a single word. Is that kind of intellectually biased?
We're having a conversation. You've seen videos of violence?
I've seen a lot of videos of black people. I've seen like 3 videos of black people going to go threaten African people in birding shops. I've come across a video of a Black American man that went to go wish DIE on the families of the African
person. So when it comes to we as black people, everybody knows that when you as a black American, because FBAs, they don't speak for black Americans. You as a black American, when anybody comes out and start threatening your family and say, I wish DI on your family, that sounds like that sounds like a white tea, a Caucasian kid talking point. When I find black people in the 21st century speaking that way, it
Gotta
comes up
listen
as
to what I'm
very,
saying.
it clearly shows that you guys have internalized racism as a whole. So I don't know if I can finish my point on the topic, or is it going to be a back and forth?
No, it's not going to be a back and forth. If you're going to be just this disingenuous off rip, we don't need a back and forth with you, to be honest. All of these videos of us coming out there, walking into African braiding shops, wishing harm on anybody, that's not happening whatsoever. I want you guys to understand this is going to be one of the effects. That's why I let him say what he had to say. This is going to be one of the effects of the boycott. They're going to come out here. They're going to start, and I'm already starting to see some of this stuff. They're going to start staging situations and making it seem like we're out there attacking them. What sense does it make to harm somebody physically and boycott them? If we're staying away from the business, we're staying away from the business. He hasn't seen any of those videos. He can't share any of the videos. It's not on his page. If it was, he would have said exactly where it is. It's not on his page. It's not. It's not on his page. He's lying, and
May
this
I
is
say
going
may I
to
say
be.
One
some
minute,
things
This
crypto.
real
is
quick?
1 minute,
going to
crypto.
be.
1 minute.
This is
I want
going
to
to
give the
be
host
something
some
that we see
information.
them do often. We're going to see them now saying, oh, somebody threw a brick through my window and it was a black American. The brick said FBA on it. They wrote FBA with a marker on the brick and they threw it, and now I'm scared. They say, go back to Africa, you booty scratcher. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I'm terrified. That's what they're going to be doing. I guarantee you. They're going to be lying and saying that we're committing violence against them when none of us promotes, condones, or sanctions any violence against any of them. Okay?
Elite, Afro Elite.
So
I got a like
one
No,
minute,
hold on.
DJ,
No.
1 minute, DJ. So actually, that the man who just dropped, he's a well-known troll of FBA. He hosts some very disparaging lives of his own. They have no credibility to them about us. He just spews anything. And I noticed some other African trolls coming in, and I want to know how you want the mods to proceed.
If they say, just let them speak, because this is reinforcing what we're saying. If they say anything that can get the
Okay.
live taken down, then you got to remove them so we don't have the live taken down. We're not going to be on too much longer because I do got a live stream later on, though. So I want to get to the
No
people
problem.
who haven't spoken yet. So let's get to crypto.
Do you mind if I can get on camera?
Why do you need to get on camera now? No.
No, I'm not none of that. I just wanted you to see my appearance. That's why. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I've never done this before. I promise I'm not doing anything.
No, we're fine. We're fine.
I'm not. No, I'm just want to. I'm not going to do anything like
But
inappropriate.
it's that we can hear you. That's
Oh,
all.
okay. No, okay.
Yeah.
So let me just get to my point. It's fine. So I'm a first generation Nigerian American. I was born here, DMV to be exact. And honestly, a lot of these things have just been brought to my attention, I want to say within the last year. So before I start, I just want to say I don't know if you guys are familiar with the DMV or if anybody in this live is familiar with the DMV. It's a lot of.
I am. I'm here. I'm from here too.
Oh, who said that? ZZ?
Mm-hmm.
All right, how you doing, ZZ? There's a lot of Africans here, right? And specifically Nigerians, right? And a lot of these conversations, I just don't like. It's kind of like a information blast, because in real life, obviously, I got a lot of black friends, I got a lot of Caribbean friends, a lot of African friends, of course, and I had to get a little bit deeper, right? When I say I'm first generation, so my parents, of course they're not, they have their, a lot of propaganda is spread back home, right? From whether movies, music, news, whatever, whatever reaches back home, right? So a lot of the times I have to, I'm not going to invalidate a lot of you guys' claims, because there's a lot of xenophobia on our side, at least, so at least on my end, I try to check the ones that are in my circle who spew certain things, and vice versa, right? At least on that end, if I do hear anything crazy, I kind of cut them out a little bit, right? I think there's a lot of I don't want to say there's a lot of I don't want to say misinformation because I don't want to invalidate nobody's experience because of course you might run into a couple of Africans that that might have black American this, black American that, this, that, and the third. They don't have no culture, which is like the craziest thing. And every time that comes up, I personally check them on it because that's the craziest thing that you can ever tell me. Like, obviously we have different cultures, but you can't tell me that a black American doesn't have culture. But I just like if you want to feed into the extremist ends on both ends, we can do that. But I think there's middle ground of people that actually are knowledgeable and that know what the extreme sides are saying is not true. Of course, you have you have the white people that are cool and you have the white people that are MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you have the Africans that think black people that are useless or baby, whatever the stupid things they be saying. And of course, you have like on your end, whatever y'all might say to us as well. But I just don't think we should like live in that because that's not reality. When I step outside and I see you, you're looking like you be like my friend's frat brother. Like I'm not like, and the reason I wanted to show my appearance real quick is because at the end of the day, some Africans you can tell obviously they're African, but some you can't. Right, I'm one of those you can't. I go into different crowds. People don't know what I am. They think I'm Jamaican. They think I'm black. They think I'm whatever. But at the end of the day, it matters because you know who you are. But at the grand scheme, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So when with all this discussion, the boycotts and whatever in your cities, you guys, whatever disrespect that you guys are going through, and like somebody tried to invalidate your experience. A lot of like immigrant communities, they kind of employ and live off each other. So I don't know if that's going to be effective. I just think in general that if you find disrespect within your circle, and I want to ask you guys personally, if you guys have any like real African friends, not like the token African friend or like whatever, but like a
Okay, I'm gonna
real,
let you
like your
land. I'm gonna
real,
let you land.
like a real homie, because I just don't think
I'm gonna let you.
all this. Yeah, go. Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. To answer that question, I know some very solid people from Africa,
Yeah,
some solid brothers and sisters from Africa and the Caribbean. Okay. We're not saying that everybody is like that. The problem that we're saying is that even though a minority of people can cause a lot of problems. It
for
doesn't
sure.
take a large amount of people to cause a lot of damage. And we understand that because this is what we've dealt with through slavery. We've had people who are slaves among us who would snitch on slave rebellions, okay, and runaway slaves. So we've always understood that it doesn't take a lot of people to ruin and make very big problems for the group. So this is why we have culturally developed calling them out. We've culturally developed that by giving them names like Sambo, Uncle Tom, all of this stuff to differentiate ourselves or differentiate them from us, because we understand it doesn't take a lot of people. It really only takes a few people, but the majority needs to call out the damaging and destructive minority. The difference with us and you all is that even though majority of you guys may not act that way, the damaging amount of you guys allow them to run amok and they go unchecked. And a lot of the reason why they go unchecked is because secretly y'all agree a little bit. Y'all don't really disagree as much as y'all claim y'all do. So y'all might not say we don't have culture because you feel like that's rude or mean. But a lot of you guys secretly believe that. So when Kai Sanat, when he gets up there and says, yo, just black, you're not African, you're not Caribbean, you're not this, you might not say that, but a lot of y'all are like, well, I mean, he is right. A lot of you guys secretly do agree, which is why you guys don't check the problematic minority, and I'm using it quotes, the problematic minority. And because you guys do not check the problematic minority, this minority goes around and pretty much represents the collective. All right. So because you guys have not developed a culture of doing that, It's time for us to now step in and correct this, because this is a problem for black empowerment in general. And because you guys are not cleaning it up the way you guys are supposed to, because we would never do that. We don't go to Haiti, Jamaica, Africa, Nigeria, and have our version of Candace Owens live in Nigeria, stopping y'all from reparations, or our version of Myron Gaines living in Jamaica. We don't have our version of your people, and I'm not saying, I know you're Nigerian, but we don't have our version, FBA version of those people going in anybody else's land, disrupting their people at all. We don't, but we have that coming over here. So now what we realize needs to be done is there needs to be correction. We now have to step in and start correcting the things that need to be corrected the way we determine is necessary. And this is why we have the boycott conversation.
When you say
And you
this,
said another thing.
I'm sorry.
Hold
When you
on.
say disrupting
You
your
said another
people,
thing. Hold on. You said another thing.
yeah.
You said that the Africans, they pretty much do business among each other, so it's not necessary. That's incorrect. There's not enough immigrants. There's not enough black immigrants, and we're just talking about Africans. There's not enough Africans to sustain or to substantiate their businesses alone. They can't do it by themselves. They need black American customers to come in and subsidize their businesses. All right. When
But
you see a braiding salon and all that stuff, yeah, you do have some Africans in the Caribbeans, but a lot of that, a big chunk of that money comes from black Americans. Even if it's not most, a business, if you take a good 30-40% of somebody's customers, and you just lose 40% of your customer, a business is going to flop. If they have a sudden loss of 40% of their revenue, every single business, it doesn't matter if you're a $1 billion company or a small business. So even if we're not the entire total, we make up more than enough to damage a business. We do. We make up more than enough. So for
no.
you all to make
I'm
the
not saying you
argument
guys
that we
can't.
don't
I'm not
need
saying the
that
black
y'all
dollar
don't
isn't
need us
powerful.
is incorrect.
I'm not saying the black dollar isn't powerful. Of course, the black dollar is powerful. I'm just speaking based off like I said, I live in the DMV, right? And I don't. It's not. Maybe like I said, I'm not too in tune with the salons, and obviously I don't have the statistics to back up what I'm saying. But most of the customers and clientele typically are African, right? But that's besides the point, right? But in general, I just want to, at the end of the day, everyone has their beliefs. Everyone has, I don't see this in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man's about to go play ball. My man's in a couple hours. I don't see this in real life. I just think that if we want to really dive into the right or left of things, we're just going to be devoured by these discussions. Because in real life, I don't really think it's big. Like these conversations are really valid. You have
Everybody
these
says
other.
that. Everybody says in real life it's not. It's only online. In real life, online things affect real life. You can ask Target about that. Online things affect real life. You can ask Kamala Harris about that. Online things affect real life. Ask Fat Joe. Online things affect real life. Ask
What happened,
Essence
Pedro?
about that. So when people try to make it seem like, well, it's just online, you guys are really not as significant as you guys claim to be. I'm
No.
telling
See,
you
no.
guys
I'm
that
not.
that's not
No.
true.
I'm not
It's not
invalidating
true.
you guys. I'm not saying you are
I'm
I'm not
but
saying you're insignificant.
the issue, because this is the same issue from Essence, and you can see how Essence turned out. So this is not something that you only see online. People in real life feel this way, and they're expressing it online. That's the difference.
Okay. I mean,
All right.
Matter started online, by the way. That started online, and we see where that took off. So that doesn't even.
I have some questions that I want to ask. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start wrapping things up soon, so everybody's gonna have to be short with the comments. Zizi, do you want to jump in real quick, or?
Just quick questions.
No, but I do like the fact that you not. I'm gonna say not really, but I do like the fact that you checked that though, because I hate that argument of people just try to say, and they try to diminish our lineage of FBA by just saying, oh, it's just an online hate group. They're just aligned with MAGA. They're just and that's a deflection, and really, really, it's telling of the power that they do know we have. FBA as a lineage has gotten so much exposure, and it started from online. Us talking about this online. So the internet does have a lot of power for sure. So we can't negate that, and let's not also negate that these are real people. We are real human beings. We met each other in real life. We're real. talking about these experiences that happen in real life. We're not up here just talking about things that we've experienced online. A lot of that is recent. Anyways, we're talking about things that has happened within the last few years offline in the real world. And this is just a platform to help get those experiences out there. So yeah, yeah, that's a weak argument. I don't like that. But you can go ahead.
All right.
Can I ask a couple
DJ,
questions?
what's your
Philly?
question? Real quick,
Yeah.
what's your question?
Just the other day, right? I was
Mhm.
talking to a Mormon. I'm a Jamaican, live in Jamaica.
Okay.
I'm a civil engineer. I'm not a DJ. My dad was a sound system. I play on it sometimes, so I call myself DJ, right? But I'm a civil engineer with a master's degree. I don't need to come America to make money, right? I work in Jamaica. This
Okay.
is my question. A couple of months ago, I was talking to a Mormon, and he was educating me on the Bible. It makes me start asking questions. So when you guys raise this now, it makes me ask questions because they were saying they were in the western part of the world before, from BC. So I'm like, if you guys were here before BC,
Okay, do you
why
understand?
history?
Before you ask your question, I'm gonna let you ask it. Do you
Yeah.
understand this is not a space of Mormons, okay? So you're not
No,
speaking to a
no.
Mormon, but okay,
I'm
what's your
not.
question?
I'm not speaking of Mormons, but the Bible that they're written have people in it from BC in the Western world. And if they have history didn't tell us none of us about those people. So I'm wondering if now you guys saying you're from America before blacks were here. I'm starting to think because that's not the history we learn. Jamaicans learn a different history, right? And that's not the history we learn. Like
Okay,
we
yeah,
learned that we were brought here
for the
on a
sake of
slave ship
time,
from
for the
Africa,
sake of time, I'm gonna just ask
whatever.
you to get to the question.
So I'm asking if where can I go to find that history written if you can direct me as a person who's the moderator right here,
Hmm.
where can I go to find that history that blacks were in America before slavery started?
There's not one single place, but there's a whole bunch of different books. There's different documentaries about it. You can Google Lucia woman. All right, the oldest skeleton
Okay.
found in this country. You can Google her. You can Google different. There was I forgot his name. It was a male skeleton that was found in Mexico. A black skeleton. It was a Negroid skeleton found in Mexico. Ancient before Columbus.
What's
Ancient.
the name again?
I forgot his name. I don't know his name, but it was a male skeleton.
You said
Do
a
your
lady, a lady
research.
skeleton?
How about
Yes,
that?
that's what you can do. You can just Google that. Okay. Or you can
Okay.
go subscribe to our YouTube channels and we talk about it and we pull up the receipts. So thank you. All right.
All right, thank you. That's all right. This is the name of your YouTube channel too, Afro
Yep.
Elite.
This is the name.
All right, thank
All
Can
you.
right.
I can I say something to that? What he's saying? Thank you for letting me up. I'm foundational Black American. Family is from Alabama, South Carolina, and Florida. Um, one of the main things, because I know you're trying to get out, I'm gonna say it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, a lot of people get up here and tell us that we're uneducated, but y'all don't do the math. And if you go back in history, from let's just go to what they claim to be the first ship that is of Afro Caribbean in 1542, they brought 20 people over. I mean, 100 people over. The next one in 1619. The next one.
Yeah, you can speak. If you wait your turn, you can speak. And I'm not letting anybody up after this. I wanted you to come up, you dude, because you were in the chat room saying a lot. So okay, I'm glad you came up. Well, if she's, I guess, busy right now, then now we're gonna get to our sister Unwritten. How you doing?
Good, good.
Oh, she's back.
So,
Hold on. I'm gonna let
oh,
her land
oh
her
yeah.
plane.
Sorry. I got a phone call. The fact that y'all aren't doing the math in this, it really irks me because it bothers me that one, I still hear Black Americans who jump on here and are talking about roots, and you don't understand that that story took place, the actual story that Alex, the whole history with him, that story that he took from someone else took place in the islands in the Caribbean. You don't understand that Columbus never came to continental North America. You don't understand the amount of people that were brought. Less than 390,000 Afro Caribbeans were brought to North America over a period of 250 years. Like, what part of this math do we not understand between
1542 in the 1700s, you have less than, some of them don't even say 20,000 Afro-Caribbeans. They say between 10 and 20 because they know it's no more than that. So who were these people of color that they were enslaving? Like, I don't understand where the logic and reason just escapes. But what I really got up here to say is that with that, as a previous Black American owner, what I have noticed, because I am for the boycott, we have to get our FBA business owners to market their business. A lot of times we don't even know they exist. I've been here my whole life. And one of the main things I have asked barbershop, beauty salon owners, I have seen the hair store owners, I have seen different types of businesses, restaurants go under so quickly, and they say Black Americans and Black people are not supporting them, and we want to, we just don't know you're there. So I implore my people to start marketing your business today, tonight. Get on social media and make a post and pay for it. Take that money that you have and start letting us know where you are, because we are not going to be successful if we don't have the resources to replace, especially in areas like where I was born in Brooklyn. Around, like I've said on many different people's lives, it wasn't until I was 9 years old that I realized I was the only true Black American person in my class. Like, we're doing a project, a genealogy project, and we're breaking off into groups, and I'm like, I don't know what island I'm supposed to go to. And I go home and ask my family, and they're like, oh, that's because you're not African or Caribbean, you're American. And I was like, oh, well, everyone in my class is Caribbean. Everyone in my class is Caribbean. And in some of my classes, it was the teachers. So it's not, I've been there. It's going to be difficult in places like that, especially if they don't have the resources to replace where they're getting their food from, to replace where they go food shopping, to replace where they go to the fruit stands, the corner stores, stuff like, we don't know where you are. So I'm imploring my people, that's really why I jumped up here. I'm imploring my people to please market yourselves so we know where to go in every state. But that's really what I wanted to say. The research is there. The numbers alone don't add up, you guys. I mean, y'all come for us, and I said it in the comments. You coming for us worried about what we're calling ourselves, and you got whole Somalians arguing with you that they're not Black on the continent. On the continent. And we're telling you we can trace our lineage. So you want me to go back even to the people who came on the last ship, which was illegal, and came in 1868. You want us to go back to 1868, and they came, and y'all still don't even know historically that the majority of the slaves that came to continental North America didn't even come straight from Africa. Okay. They stopped in Barbados, Hispaniola, Jamaica first. So it matters that you are trying to make it seem like they just brought 390,000 people at one time. They brought 390,000 people over a period of 250 years. Who were these people that they were enslaving, y'all? It's simple math. It's right there. But yet somehow we are uneducated. It doesn't make sense. And I'm going to land my plane with saying, if you understood the history of what boycott meant, you wouldn't even bring violence into the situation. We literally, our ancestors, our family, our friends, our cousins, aunties, they tried to sick dogs on us after a year to get us back on a bus. They were spraying us down, beating us, threatening us to get back on the bus. Time. But I'm done. But thank y'all.
Thank you.
Afro, can I point something out?
Okay.
So I don't want to use my age as a weapon. I'm going to give some experience. Notice two women from Brooklyn came up and they were talking about the lack of foundational Black American presence in the hair industry. However, I am of an age where I remember my granny calling my father and saying, send her to meet me on, like, let's say Westchester Avenue, and we would go to the hairdressing shops, right? So I want everybody to notice this. Our foundational Black American population in New York, we're slightly larger than the Black immigrants. However, their businesses are standing where ours have declined due to unfair rent hikes and prices and all of that. So we were basically disenfranchised while they were given incentives. I just wanted to point that out. so it's going to take a lot of legwork. If you know anybody in the New York City area that does hear foundational Black American, and they can be by ethnic, as long as they have foundational Black American, please reach out to me with their name, and I will be calling to shop to or the person so that we could get them on the list for our ladies who want to participate in the boycott but aren't exactly sure where to go. Because I have my provider already. But we need some more names on there to service everybody. I just wanted to say that after.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get to unwritten.
So I'll be quick. I came up to talk about the last speaker. I think it was a Haitian who had dropped down. He was saying that you're getting in the way of us, and it's like he was about to actually like reveal what he was really going to say, but he caught himself. What he was going to say, essentially, y'all are getting in the way of us being able to exploit you. Every immigrant group comes here and they know the stepping stone for you to be able to launch your businesses and to then be able to bring your family, bring your friends, funnel everyone else in. You have to go through the Black community first. We are literally the stepping stools of every group in this country. And we've allowed, right, people to be able to do that by supporting all of these different businesses in our community to the point where we don't even see ours anymore. That's how much we have been cooperating with this current dynamic. And now we're seeing the effects of that and changing that, and we're standing up. And so what he means is you are getting in the way of us being able to exploit you the way the Asians did, the way the Indians did, the way white people did. You're not letting us come up off your back the way you let everybody else come up off your back. And we're like, that's the reality here. That's the pushback, is because it's like we want to be able to exploit you too. We want to be able to take advantage of you as well. So when you're pushing back on us, why aren't you letting us also use you like the way you let other people use you? I just don't. And they're just so, flabbergasted as to us actually standing up and saying, you know what, we're not going to let anybody exploit us anymore. It just so happened that it's starting with you. It's really not targeted. It is just a coincidence that we're starting with the ones who look like us, because we're not about to let anyone continue to exploit our community any longer, regardless of your complexion. Like, let that be very clear. So I wanted to come up here. Like I said, I'll make it short and sweet, but I wanted to come here because he was about to really go into it, and I'm like, is he really about to tell the truth? But yeah, I'll land there.
Yeah, he prevented himself from that. But yeah, that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want. And thank you. We're gonna get to Mary and then Barbie.
Thank you. I just wanted to make a comment in regards to the dishonesty, because Jay came up here and one of his first things he said was about, I've been seeing the violence that's going on, like confusing us with the other countries in Africa. We're not doing anything violent towards any Black foreigners in the United States. But I bring up and I want to talk about the dishonesty because they're using the same tactics that we know of that have been used against our people in the past with the lying. Now, you have the lady from the Nadine Braid Shop got up there, did her whole little fake apology, did a whole video saying, I'm sorry, and all this to get whatever kind of support she was trying to get. And then the next day turn around and lie and create an entire video pretending that somebody called her up on the phone and said, oh, I only want Black Americans to touch my hair. No, like a complete lie. Now, these are supposed to be our people, right? These are the people that look like us. Now, what African did you see call her out? Because I didn't see one. Because that's one of the things we've said multiple times, that you don't check your people. So you have someone who's lying on Black Americans in the United States of America, and you told her nothing. That's all I had to say.
Yep. Well, as she has a business here in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? and making it seem, and that's why I said they're going to be coming up with a whole bunch of things, making it seem like we're doing them wrong and we have some type of hatred or disdain for them just because they're immigrants, and we don't.
But be
No.
prepared because they're going to be lying, just like she did,
Yep.
just like
Absolutely.
they've done to our people in the past. Y'all just be prepared. Alan.
Thank you. Thank you. That's true. Y'all got to be ready. Barbie, you got it.
I hope everybody okay. I just got a little message. African in the life, listen to me very carefully. Let them boycott. It's okay. Money is not the money who is not for you is not for you. For the African who came because they run from the war, from the African who came because they're feeding the family over there. Stay concentrated. Okay? It's okay. We're not gonna fight black like us. Don't do that. This is the biggest mistake you can make. I'm from Europe. I'm French, and I know what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff in Europe, they're laughing about us. They're gonna be like, look what they're doing. They're fighting each other. We don't need to do anything. Look at them, those stupid people. That's all they think about us. Don't boycott each other. Don't let them boycott you. The money is not for you, is not for you. But don't boycott them because at the end of the day, they're black like you. Give them the respect they want, no problem. You came here for something, okay? That's all I want to say. Okay, I
No, no,
finished.
no, let's go into it. Let's go into it. You said that.
Yeah.
What did they come here for?
I'm gonna talk to my side. A lot of my people from Congo they come because they're running from fight. Now it's 8 million people dying because of genocide in Congo. I know it's none of your business. I know you don't care, but you
No,
gotta
nobody
understand
said
that.
that. Don't. Nobody's saying
Mm-hmm.
that.
And
But we're
some
saying that they're
you
coming
know what
over
we
here. Hold on, let me, Barbie. They're coming over here seeking refuge, and we've allowed them to come over here and seek refuge. They're not
but
just coming over here as refugees. They're coming over here buying houses, trying to buy houses, land, start businesses, create a whole life here. So it's more than I came over here seeking quote unquote refuge. Because if us as a black American, if we went to another country to seek refuge, they wouldn't say, okay, yeah, you can buy a house, you can get a permit, you can start a business, you can live here indefinitely. These people, and we've had this conversation before, the whole week we're fleeing war, we've had this conversation before. These people are coming over here to stay here indefinitely. They will
because
stay here, they will raise their
let
children
me
here and their
can
grandchildren
I
here.
give you an
We've seen
example?
that before. Stop it.
Yes,
Stop,
can
stop,
I give you an
stop,
example?
stop, stop,
You
stop.
know the problem is like
No, no, no,
go
no,
up.
no. You need to stop. That's the problem because I'm speaking. All right. While you talking about let the Europeans are laughing at them. Do you guys know
We
honestly how?
everywhere.
No,
We in
no, no,
Europe.
no,
We
no, no. Be quiet, ma'am. Do you honestly?
because what you is what
No, you will be quiet actually because you're not going to be here anymore. Do you honestly know what you talking about? The Europeans. Sorry. The Europeans are laughing because of a boycott. Do you honestly know how Europeans look at y'all? They look at y'all like you're weak. They look at y'all like you're weak. We have actually been, as black Americans, we've been the one upholding your image and making it seem like you guys are some type of great, royal, strong people. We've been that as the whole rest of the world has been shitting on y'all. Everybody else in the world has been making fun of y'all, and we've been the only people trying to give y'all a good image. All right, for you guys to come up here and for you guys to stuff your nose at us and wag your finger talking about how much better you're doing. Let them boycott. You're not going to tell them to stop their disrespect. While Europeans are laughing, they're laughing because of y'all. Okay, they're not laughing at us. They take us serious. They don't take y'all serious. That's the problem. That's why you're here and not home.
Yeah, I peeped that little slick comment talking about they laughing at us. Mm-hmm. They laughing at us, huh? I don't like that. And then even the fact with her coming in, it's like I get that you want to check your people, but check your people in your space. This is not a non-FBA space. This is a foundational Black American space. The only flag on your prompt is the foundational Black American one. So heritage flag. So I'm just trying to figure out why would you come here trying to make an announcements to your people? Your people probably not even in here for real. So I'm like, what are we doing? She was already she started off on nonsense. That was a dog whistle.
Mm-hmm. The whole check, you're checking people, and but you're also being condescending, and you think you're being
Right.
slick. Trust me, we are not ones that you can get that away with. You can't get away with that. Trying to be slick and all, you can't do that with us. We're gonna catch it. I caught that immediately. The little passive aggressive. Okay, well, let them boycott if that's what they want to do. But the Europeans is laughing, making it seem like we doing something ridiculous.
Right. Or like this was something that was just initiated out of nowhere. There's no reasoning for it. Like, no, this is not no CIA uh um uh uh like chaos that's being, you know what I'm saying, that we're falling into. No, this was something that we're volunteering for. We created on a grassroots level and we're following through with. So yeah, nah, that was a dog whistle for sure. She knew what she was doing.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna say this. They say you mute everybody. Now as I'm speaking, I kept muting her. I'm the
Yep.
host here, and she kept coming off the mic. We're not gonna have no damn argument. I'm not arguing with nobody over here. No, she kept coming off the mic, and that's what happened. But let's get you, Sterling. You said you had a quick comment, and then we're gonna wrap things up. Wait, actually, then we're gonna get to
Damn.
this other dude. But Sterling, go ahead.
I just wanted, but what made me want to come up was the guy who made the comment about how he don't see this in real life. And what I wanted to say was that most Black Americans, we out here living our life. We not necessarily on TikTok or on X. And if most of them knew the comments and all of the slick stuff that people that y'all really be that people from your group really be doing, all of that would change. But they don't know. So just because you don't see it, it's like when they say that, it's like it kind of bothers me because it's like it's like I don't know. I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't figure out I can't get the words. But that's basically the crux of what I was getting at. It's like most people just don't know the things that people from your group really be saying. And a lot of y'all don't really be saying the stuff that y'all be saying online to our face in real life. All the little baby mama comments and the crime and all that type of stuff that y'all be saying. Y'all don't say that in real life.
Mm-mm.
So that's all I wanted to say. And I'm gonna drop down.
Yeah, they real bold when they online. That's the thing. But the thing is that we know enough. The whole, well, I only see this online. No, you know, this is not no online only thing. Y'all know what y'all been on. Y'all know what y'all been saying. Everybody's making it seem like this is something brand new. This is not nothing brand new. When they make it seem like it's something brand new, they do that to belittle the significance of what we're saying and the gravity of what we're saying. Because we're bringing up issues and showing receipts, verifying the issues that we're bringing up from the last few years. All right, this is not no one-time thing. They know what they've been doing. They know what they've been saying online. They know what they say in their communities. They all understand this. So no, this is not no, well, I only see it online. I only see it, everybody be getting along. Okay, no, we're not doing that thing. Because this is a real issue that
Actually,
people have issues with.
I'm sorry. I just got a message that the man who has been threatening to dox FBA, such as myself, the Freedmen, such as Arthur, is on the panel, and that is Niles. The message
Niles?
just came through.
Oh, this
And
is
yeah, and
Niles?
that's why the app, yeah, and that's why probably his cronies, the Africans, are in here. So he is one who has threatened to dox FBA. So I want to say this: FBA just used. So if you're a real activist and you were here since the height of the internet, you know that social media activism is a thing. Internet activism is a thing. This is a tool we use to call awareness to our issues. It has worked so well for us that New York City, New York State, for as diverse as it is, has gotten American Negro descendants / foundational Black American on the New York State census. See how that works? So when you say that FBA is not a real thing, FBA also got awareness to the fact that Fat Joe was in New York being disrespectful on podcasts, and it was the Freedmen that jumped into action along with FBA activists, and they got his sponsors to kind of give him pushback so he didn't go to the BET Awards like he wanted to. So stop telling us that we're fake. You just don't understand us because this is the first time we had to go at you. But white tea people know, and that's why you protest a week. Honey, because if we even mention protesting in the streets, the National Guard is lined up. For the Latinos, it took them about a week to get there. Y'all ain't like us. You're not.
Yeah, Nile, you've been saying a lot. Are you threatening to dox people, Nile? Is that what we doing?
Can I speak on the prompt?
No, are you threatening to dox people, and then you can speak on the prompt?
What's doxing? I don't even understand the word doxing. Can you
Are you threatening to leak people's personal information online?
who? Nah, I don't know nobody over here. Do I know anybody? I don't know nobody, so I don't work for any type of agency or anything. I just can speak on the prompt.
Okay, speak on the prompt then.
Okay, yeah, we're talking about the FBA boycotting Africa. First of all, they can boycott where they've been irrelevant. Relevant customers cannot just boycott something and then you feel something. Yeah. As we speak on,
You saying we're irrelevant?
yeah, irrelevant to our businesses, if that makes sense to you.
Okay,
Especially the
okay.
Africans in the
Why you
USA with the
on
businesses.
us if we're irrelevant? If it doesn't matter what we do and if it doesn't matter that we boycott, why would you speak on it?
I'm speaking on African side. You see, on your perspective, I'm speaking as an African business owner on a perspective.
So
Yeah.
you waited in line to speak on something that you feel like is irrelevant. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah, cause the prompt got African. The prompt got
Okay.
African.
All right.
You see, you see where I'm coming. Yeah. So first of all, African people have money. We support our business. The biggest support of African businesses is fellow Africans.
All right.
And also, the African people in the USA is only around 3 million people, Africans in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
And their spending power only in the USA is around 4 billion. In business, the business owners is around 4 billion people spending this kind of money in the USA. And also, talking about the FBA boycotting African businesses, they can't even open their own businesses. Talking about boycotting other businesses, they could use the same type of boycotting money to go open their businesses. Or you can even boycott somebody if you have a business. Like, as an African business owner, I'm not going to sit over here and say I'm going to boycott Chinese buffet. I'm going to go over there, open African buffet. That's how people who have some knowledge or some logic do open up businesses. And also, when somebody she was talking about the Congo thing, how people came from Congo with like the what's going on in Congo, people were fleeing, and you try and be slick with it, but you also forgetting your ancestors were the first flee. And
my ancestors didn't flee nowhere. We're not like you. No, we didn't flee nowhere.
Okay, that's you, but the fact is going to stay there. That's history. It's not debate. Your ancestors fled to South America, Caribbean, Africa.
My ancestors didn't flee to no South America.
Yeah, this is history, my guy. It's not argument. It's not.
No. There was a handful of people who went to South America and stayed there. They're not my ancestors. My ancestors stayed here. And I've actually traced my lineage back here. Me, ZZ, and BX, we've all traced our lineage here. Our ancestors didn't flee nowhere.
Okay, but this I'm saying, the FBA, Black Americans, the blacks who in the USA by the time 18 some fled.
If somebody be quiet, no. If somebody left, then they left, and they're not FBA. They had an ethnogenesis from wherever they are. FBA stayed here. Okay, we stayed here and we stayed here. That's something you can't speak of.
You don't know what fleeing is. Actually, people left the USA. Blacks who in the USA fled. First fleers, they went to the Haiti. Haiti welcomed them. Actually, they gave them the land, gave them all the opportunities they could get because I'm just
Uganda.
I come from Uganda. Can I speak on Uganda? Thank you. So also in Uganda, can I speak? Can I speak?
Uganda. Stick to Uganda because I got boulders for you.
Okay. Also in Uganda, our president Idi Amin in 1970s, he offered the Black Americans the core movement, CORE, led by this guy from New York. He was fighting the racial equality movement. He offered these people free housing, free healthcare, and free education in Uganda because they were fleeing in from the USA, from Russia, injustices. You understand? Sierra Leone. That's why they also have a town in Sierra Leone called Freetown. These people fleeing from the
Wrap
USA,
it up. You're
going
gonna have to
over there.
wrap it up. You're gonna have to wrap it up. Come on.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm finished over you. Also, your ancestors fled to Liberia. They're running
Those are
from over
Liberia.
USA.
Those my ancestors took me
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah. But they,
See, no, stop. You do you see how much they are trying to make us comparable to them and trying to make it seem like we are doing what they're doing? We're not going to nobody else's land. We stayed in the land we built, and we're here. Pretty much all of us stayed here. Okay,
nah,
a handful of people.
Don't
that's not how
drop,
the
No,
thing
no,
don't
a
go.
drop
handful of
now.
people. A handful of people left
Oh,
to
you dropped that.
Liberia, and they stayed in Liberia. Yeah, because we're wrapping things. They left in Liberia. They stayed
Okay.
in Liberia. They're Liberian. They're not FBA. FBA. They had an ethnogenesis when they left. If they went to Mexico and stayed in Mexico, now they're Mexican. That's an ethnogenesis there. So
And
as far
Canada.
as foundational Black Americans, we're here and we stayed here. And they keep trying to come up with some type of equivalence of, well, once upon a time, 200, 300 years ago, didn't y'all leave? You left yesterday. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, they be trying to make it seem like we're the same. We're not. And even if you wanted to make that argument that some of our ancestors fled, what does that got to do with right now? That ain't got nothing to do with our plight right now and us trying to delineate and get these reparations popping and have all these other groups who are leeching off us get out the way. Well, that has nothing to do with that. Are we supposed to just say, oh, yeah, well, they fled over here, so we're supposed to let you... Like, no. It's not, and it's not the same amount of numbers. You're talking about millions of immigrants. Millions that's been over here, that's been coming over here for the last few years, just in the last few years at that.
Many
So,
illegal. That's another thing.
come on. So it's not the same. What are we talking about? Like, get out of here, please.
To them, millions more would be here.
Right.
Like, these are just the ones who were able to come.
Come on. Yeah,
Yeah,
get out of
it's
here.
no
That was a
historical.
reach.
I'm sorry. I looked it up. There's no historical context to indicate that Uganda offered safety from chattel slavery in the U.S. chattel slavery sense. It says, in fact, Uganda has a history of slavery within its own borders, including the use of slave labor for military purposes in the Nile River. Nile Valley. So I'll land there.
But we're gonna wrap things up here. So, Zizi, any final words? If you guys want to listen to the playback, y'all tap that screen so we can get as many likes before we leave. Y'all, everybody tap the screen. We got like almost 400 people in here. Tap the screen, everybody. Hurry up, tap the screen. If you guys want to listen to the playback, go to For the Culture on YouTube. That's where the playback of this live stream is going to be. Any final words, Zizi?
For the culture and subscribe. Turn on the notifications bell. Okay, share the video. And like the video when you go over there. All that. But final thoughts. Yeah, it seems that a lot of these non-FBAs, a lot of the tethers more so, but even just some of these anti-black non-FBAs that come up here are very much just making it known that it's proof in the pudding. They're showing themselves, exposing themselves as examples to why this boycott is necessary. There's a lot of projection going on, a lot of hateration going on, and a lot of fear being projected as well. And they're trying to hide behind that. They're trying to act like this. I'm glad you brought up that point about them being boastful online, because they got a lot of this energy online and not in person. So that's what I'm like, we're gonna see how this boycott goes within these next 30 days. We definitely gotta keep track of it, what's happening online, but more so what's happening in real life as well. Because I know I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to deliberately find some foundational Black American businesses that I can highlight, I can support, and more so shine a light on online that they are Black American owned, because a lot of these Black businesses, especially in areas like in the DMV, a lot of them say they Black owned, but you know how many messages, how many businesses I didn't DM, like, is this a Black American owned business? And they're like, no, we're Ghanaian, we're Nigerian, but hey, we're Black owned. So they're hiding behind this Black owned thing, So we do have to be very specific to Black American businesses that we do want to find. Please, if you have a Black American business, make sure that you highlight that it's a Black American foundational Black American owned business, because a lot of these non-FBAs are hiding behind the fact that it's just a Black owned business. So yeah, but yeah, I'm participating in the boycott. I think we all should, and we'll see how it goes. It might be longer than 30 days.
All right. All right, there we go. Well, thank you guys for that. Like I'm saying, this is the only way. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm speaking for myself, but I believe I can speak for many of you guys. There's hundreds of you guys in here. Our allegiance needs to be for Black empowerment. That's where our allegiance needs to be. It needs to be for that, whether you have a certain religious belief or a political belief or age demographic or wherever you're from, whatever, all skin tone, shapes, sizes, all of that stuff. That's what your allegiance needs to be. Everywhere in the world, that's where your allegiance needs to be. But the problem is we are trying to have some alliance with people whose allegiance is to themselves. Okay? Somebody saying you don't speak for me. Yeah, I don't speak for anybody but myself. I'm speaking for what you need. Okay? That's when I'm speaking for what you need. But their problem is that their allegiance is to themselves, which is why they're being destroyed in their homelands, coming over here, trying to claim American, even though they need to be home, fixing home, like we're doing here. But the thing is that now that we understand that everybody's allegiance needs to be for Black empowerment and everybody can have a Black first mindset, then at that point in time, we can weaponize that and our numbers to fight white supremacy. That's the problem. But the thing is that too many of you guys don't want to do that. But we are acting as if you guys have the same allegiance. We're acting like you're a part of the team and you're not. All right. So at this point, we're going to have to start operating with the reality that you guys are not a part of the team. Even though you're supposed to be, we have to recognize the reality that you guys have chosen not to be a part of the team. And it's as unfortunate and shameful as it is. This is the only way to move forward. This is literally the only option. All right. BX, can you please take us out?
Thank you. So Afro, this was a great live. So I want to say Lightly Dark in the comments said, great job, sir. And She Style says, you speak for her, even if you're not speaking to the person who said you don't speak for me. So you do have your supporters. And they're going to show out every time. We have over 333 in the chat right now. That's a beautiful number. Get the likes up as we close out. So I got to ask you, Afro Elite, when do you think you'll come back live again on TikTok?
I'm not sure. This is I'm gonna have to get back with you on that because I really don't know. It's a lot going on right now. You got a lot.
Sure. Okay, so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to close out with African Business Boycott inspiration. What do y'all tell us Black American women? Stop going to the Asians. Stop putting that stuff in your hair. I'm telling you, the Asians supply the Africans, especially in New York City, for the hair bundles. In Harlem, they come in with big duffel bags of hair. And so when I started boycotting the Asians, I sat in the stylist hair looking at all the Black people and the Africans doing their job. And I was like, ooh, this real good. And then the Asians walked in. I said, whoa, what's going on here? And they started taking out the bundles of hair and the money was exchanged. I said, damn, I'm defeating my purpose. So we're going to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to affect the Asians too, for our foundational Black American men that tells us to leave the Asians alone and stop putting stuff in our hair. Look for a foundational Black American provider, please. It's time to pour into us. We poured into each others. More than enough. Let's stay focused, y'all. We could do it.
Hey, I'll be live on YouTube tomorrow night. I've seen a couple of ads, but I'll be live tomorrow night on YouTube.
All right, and I'm about to go live actually right now. So you guys go to Afro Elite on YouTube right now. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. Thank you all. Our YouTube links are in the bio. All right, and go to For the Culture to listen to the play.